Suck our dicks!
It just doesn't matter! It just doesn't matter! I tell you, it just doesn't matter! It just doesn't matter! It just doesn't matter!
Little woman I love is named Ramona. She kinda looks like Tempest Storm, and she can dance like a little Egypt. She works down at the snake farm. Snake farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake farm, it pretty much is snake farm. It's a reptile house, snake farm. Ramona's got a keen sense of humor. She got a tattoo down her arm. It's of a python eating a little mouse, wearing a sailor hat that says Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. I asked Ramona how come she works there. She says, well, it's got its charm. There's nothing to do in the winter now, then some kid gets bit at the Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention something. This is a sing-along. Really. It goes Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. It ain't exactly kumbaya, but being the music fog, it ought to be perfect. Help me now, be on TV. It said Snake Farm, just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Getting into it now. Well, Ramona likes malt liquor and a band from Wales that's called The Alarm. She said she cried when they broke up. She still plays the record that's a Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Sometimes Ramona calls me up and says, come on down here, it's getting warm. And she runs everybody off, and we, you know, it's Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Help me now. I said Snake Farm, just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Thank you very much.
I gotta get it. This is it. I know now. You are my trailer park thing. Smoke me some meth and I'm higher than Pluto. Get in my face, I'll beat you up with judo. EBT cards, cartons of Camel Kings. These are a few of my trailer park things. DEA agents, they all flash their badges. Hid in the woods, now I'm covered in scratches. I'm out of spray paint, I huff gasoline. These are a few of my trailer park things. My pit bull bites, the bed bugs sting. When I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my trailer park things, and then I don't feel This has got to be on the stage. Old ragged out strippers who used to be vixens. I'm doctor shopping, got 7 prescriptions, 13 cockroaches in both of my sinks. These are a few of my trailer park things. Don't have a job, I just breed labradoodles. I've been to rehab, but that shit is futile. Cat shit on the counter, day old chicken wings. Those are a few of my trailer park things. Lost my gun permit, now I carry a hatchet. Trailer walls melt cause I'm dropping some acid. My 401k is to play lottery. These are a few of my trailer park things. I'll vote for Trump, I'm so right-wing. Wear a MAGA hat. I don't work cause I get disability, cause I'm a big piece of crap. Oh, a show tune, people. It's a show tune. I like show tunes. My parents weren't into music. They weren't into music back in the day, and they had like the only music in the house until my brother turned 18 and started playing Jimi Hendrix. The only music in the house was like show tunes, man. So I know all these show tunes, you know. People often think it's strange that I know these show tunes. I say, man, it's all my parents used to play, man. It's from Camelot, and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I know all. Good morning. Welcome to ClusterF. Hope you had a good weekend. We had an excellent weekend. HD Shown is subscribed for 15 months. Thank you, HD Shown. ATXJC subscribed for 33 months. Appreciate it. Oh, we had a lot of fun this weekend. Went to see Nate Bargatze. Is it Bargatze or Bargatze?
Bargatze.
Because his daughter introduced him as Bargatze, and you think she'd know how to say it, but she's also little.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never heard him say it. You know, like Oh, he was great. That guy.
God, man.
I can't figure him out. I don't know what it is. It just the way he delivers it. Is it? I mean, it's got to be the material, but I don't know why is he so funny. It's just
at least we know we're not the only ones. You know, it was like 15,000 people there.
He had 3 shows Saturday. And at Emily Arena
at 3:00.
So he had somebody said he had a 12:00 show. So
yeah,
and I've never ever heard anybody talk about him but us. So I was like, I wasn't sure. I was like, how many people even know about him? And then when we sat down, the guy behind us was like, wow, I had no idea this many people knew about him. I was like, yeah, we didn't either.
That's like, yeah, three sold out arena shows.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, this is his first. Yeah, I'm sure it's his first arena tour. I don't know. I don't think he was that big. Yeah.
I'm not just laughing to laugh, you know. I didn't like the 2 guys up before him. I wasn't sitting there crying, but I cried for 2 hours laughing at the whole. It was great.
It's like everything. He's like every 2 lines.
is something good. It's like joke after. It's not jokes. It's just whatever he does.
Yeah.
Humor after yeah, he's really he's it's Nate Bargatze. He's really really funny. We saw him Saturday. So he opens up with this dwarf.
Yeah.
And I think the dwarf is his friend because
that's why
his
he's
previous acts I've heard him talk about this guy.
Oh, okay.
So he's throwing his buddy a bone, letting him come on this arena tour, which is pretty cool. And he was fine. He wasn't
you tell he was nervous because he's never performed in front
Yeah.
of 15,000 people.
He wasn't particularly funny, but he was fine. And then another guy, Steve, what was it? Nick Two. I thought it was Nick Toon. It's spelled Tune, but he called himself Nick Two.
Okay.
And he was okay. He was fine. He didn't nothing great.
Man.
And then his dad, he brings his dad out, and his dad's a magician, and his dad did like a 15 or 20 minute magician deal, and he's pulling people out of the audience, and it's full of jokes. It's mainly a comedic.
He didn't do any magic.
I think the last like 10 seconds was the magic when he revealed the things that which was probably set up beforehand. But he was pretty funny. I thought it was and how cool is that to his dad never made it as a magician. His dad was like a small town magician. And now his dad's performing in front of 15,000 people.
Yeah.
It was quite the show, man. Like a lot of emotions. Yet I was so fucking stoned. Like, and for the first two guys that came up, like I was freaking out. Like I was like, I'm so high that nothing's funny anymore. Like I didn't think the first two guys were funny.
Well, they weren't that funny.
Yeah,
And I was sitting there just like, I smoked so much weed that I don't even have a sense of humor anymore. And then, his dad came out, and then his dad cried at the very end, and like I almost teared up, and I started really freaking out, and it was terrible. And then fucking Nate Bargatze got on and killed it. I was like, all right. And I was dying laughing the whole time. I thought it was going to be miserable like that the entire time.
Yeah, it was pretty good. His dad's thanking his son and then his voice is breaking up as he leaves the stage. That was pretty cool.
Is there any chance that that's a work? Does he do that for every show?
I know. I was gonna say, does he do that? I think this is the biggest arena they play.
Yeah. And maybe the noon show wasn't too many people.
Yeah, and so maybe he's just like he's overcome. Lady Stephosaurus subscribed for 45 months. Appreciate it, Lady Stephosaurus.
What if nobody goes to a noon show and maybe they did a noon show? There was 900 people there, and they're like, man, we rented out Emily Arena to do a show, and nobody. And then 3 o'clock, they're like, holy shit. Never mind.
I'd be hard pressed to go to a noon comedy show, no matter who it was.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd get up in time.
I'm not motivated to laugh after I had to get up at 9 o'clock in the morning to go rush off to see a comedy show. Nah.
I would assume we'd have a world record hype train today.
Because
everybody that listens to us is bawling because they've all obviously taken my financial advice and invested in GeoJam.
It's GeoJam just crushing it?
A little bit. I'm not a millionaire yet, but, just...
It's like GeoJam's just keeping you going.
Keeping me alive.
Just keep taking that $100 out every couple of weeks of GeoJam and it keeps not going down. Is that the deal?
Would it go up to?
No, I refuse to spend $1 of it.
Oh, okay. I thought you would.
But I spent $250 originally. I might have thrown in a 10 here, 10 there, and invested $300. But yesterday it was up to $1,500. I was
nice.
And it went back down. Now I got like $1,200. But still, I've quadrupled my money.
I think Bitcoin is like 44,000. It's way up.
Again?
It's way up.
Nice.
It was like 30 something thousand a couple months ago.
Jeez.
So something's going on with Bitcoin. I don't know what it means. Like, what does it mean? Like, to buy one share of Bitcoin on the stock market, you need $44,000.
You can buy a piece of it.
So you got to buy a piece of a
Yeah.
share.
But it doesn't...
You could buy $10 worth of, I think, if you want.
But it doesn't... It doesn't really matter. It's too expensive to really, unless you're a millionaire, you're not going to make any money. Because even if you bought a little bit, a half a share
Now.
for if you bought half a share for when it was lower, you could have made but you would have had to spend 20,000. You know.
Yeah.
And then it went up to 40. You'd make 20,000, but you would have had to spend 20,000. If you pay, buy $100 worth of Bitcoin and it doubles, you're only making $200.
Yeah, but if you're in the beginning, you got rich. Went from probably practically nothing to $44,000 a share. So that was so Nate Ragazzi was he's really good. That was a great time.
Was funny.
Everything
There's
he said was
not
funny.
one joke that you go, that was kind of corny, or that's not funny. It's like everything he said was funny. I laughed at everything.
Didn't even know till I watched his second special that he didn't curse at all.
Yeah,
and it's clean. I don't even tell people that. I feel like it makes it lame. Like he's a clean comedian too. No, I'm like, but he does it clean.
You don't. He's so funny. You don't even notice that he's not dirty.
Yeah.
Because you never until he said something about it. You're like, oh yeah, he doesn't cuss. God, it's really
He's got
good.
a couple of specials on Netflix if you want to check him out. He's just funny.
Now, are there people out there that wouldn't think he's funny? Like, is that possible?
Everybody has different. Some people don't. I mean, I don't even. Maybe some people you say have different. Or maybe some people don't have.
If you don't like him, in my opinion,
sense of humor,
you're too stupid. You're too stupid to get it. That's the only way you wouldn't think it was funny, right?
I mean,
because you're dumb.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. So I don't know how you don't get it. He's good. He's got the Tennessee Kid Netflix special and the one during the pandemic that he did outside. I forget what it was called. And they're both awesome.
They're really
funny.
good.
And I can't wait till this one comes out
watch
on
it
Netflix.
again.
I'll watch it again.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of it.
I'm gonna go to the show again. Is he still in Tampa?
As soon as we left, they were all we all went as a family. Trace and Lauren and Weston and Trisha and Berlin and Bradley and us. It was nice. And they when we were leaving, they were like, "We want to go watch the next show." Just to see it again.
Yeah, it's really good. We highly recommend.
All hidden trash cans.
I wonder. You mean inside?
Yeah, inside.
Boy, they really usher you out of there, don't they?
He's got another show coming up.
So many people that they are able to just get out of there. I asked her and I said, I wonder if you're able to hide somewhere in here. There's got to be somewhere you could hide.
Trash can.
But they probably have security inside the building all 24 hours.
You'd have to be pretty good at hiding, but it's possible. I think. I mean, Weston. He was waiting for his wife to come out of the bathroom, and they're like, "Get out of here!" And he was like, "I'm waiting for my wife." I thought they were gonna fight him right there. I thought they were gonna start kicking his ass. That's how they act. They legit were like,
and they won't let you go a certain way. Nope, you can't go this way. I'm like, it's crazy.
There's security.
Yeah, they're just out that way.
Security can't kick your ass, right? For no reason.
No, you'd have to be resisting or assaulting them. Yeah.
Well, like the guy seemed hot-headed, and he's like, everybody needs out. And then, my brother was walking up, and he was like, get out of here. If my brother would have stood his ground and been like, I'm waiting for my wife, and I feel like if my brother would have said that, this guy would have just punched him right. He was very angry.
Well, that's what you should have done that. That's what Sue Emily
Arena.
They got deep pockets, man. That's who you sue. That's who you gotta go. Those hothead security guards, and get it so long as you get it on video.
Now the ketchup. They have these press down bag weird things that they have the ketchup in. Mm-hmm. And at 2 different stands, all 3 of the ketchups were out.
Really?
And, that's not something I would ever complain or really care about. But just in my head, I'm thinking, you're making millions of dollars. Shouldn't you have a ketchup guy?
Yeah. Should have a ketchup guy.
Shouldn't you? I mean, and I went, I got some fries, and I went to the ketchup thing. It was out. I went back. About a half hour later, I needed a water, so I went up, and I still had my fries. I was like, oh, I might as well take my fries. And, they probably renewed the ketchup,
and
it was still out, and I got my water and went back. But shouldn't you be like, all right, tonight there's going to be 15,000 people here. You know, we're
sure
just
you got
making
ketchup.
fucking bank. Make sure there's a guy, you know, we got one bag of ketchup. So make sure there's a guy to replace the ketchup when 15,000 people that need ketchup.
Did you ask the people at the stand?
I'm not really, you know, making a scene. I'm not.
Well, they might have some ketchup packets
Yeah,
back there.
that's not a scene.
No, I'm
Just say,
just-
you got any ketchup?
I'm not even concerned about it.
Oh,
Like I'm not upset they didn't have ketchup. I'm just in my head thinking, how did they not plan on having a ketchup guy?
A ketchup guy.
I don't really care that I didn't get ketchup. I'm not going to complain or write a review that they didn't. I'm just outstanding that they didn't have ketchup.
Well,
A ketchup guy to replace
was it like
ketchup.
out of ketchup or just they never put it out?
It was
They-
out of ketchup.
out of
They were all out of ketchup.
I was surprised when I went and I just wanted to get a water. And I took out my wallet. He's like, no cash. I'm like, God damn. Why not?
Well, maybe
Why
they,
can't they do
as far as the ketchup goes, maybe finding people to work at stadium food places, you're not getting the top of the line anymore. You know, not you get, you know, it's just like a Burger King employee. You got a crappy employee, they ain't filling up the ketchup. Get used to
I'm
it.
about to
Get
really-
used to it, man. You ain't gonna get the ketchup ain't gonna get filled. The
I'm going
counters
to
aren't
really
be
piss
clean.
people off right now. What about if you pay the ketchup guy $50 an hour because you made $3 million yesterday? What is? I mean, people really get pissed about that. Is that insane to think?
Yeah, $50 an hour is pretty ridiculous.
But you made $3 million
well.
in 1 hour.
Then you should pay somebody a good wage, not necessarily $50 an hour.
But why wouldn't if you can easily afford it? Why wouldn't you?
Well, that's
'Cause that's-
okay. You're saying that not only if you are a big corporation, you don't have to just pay your people fairly and well. You have to pay them exorbitantly. But you're allowed to try to get rich. You know, if you, that's like you starting a business and saying, I got to pay everybody $40 an hour and I'm never going to make it, you know, I'll just barely scrape by the rest of my life. No, you're trying to make a better life for yourself. And that's why you're the employer and that's why you invested the money. And that's why you put in the initial work. So you should pay your people a good, you know, livable wage, but you don't necessarily have to make it so you're not getting rich. If I had a company,
that.
I would be trying to make more than anybody else. I mean, it's a human being thing. So like that would be like if they're paying everybody $50 an hour, they don't have to do that, but they could certainly pay them $20 an hour.
Maybe they do. Maybe they have to get people to come work.
They might.
You don't think there's any way that the person who owns Amalie Arena might make $50 million a year, and to pay people $50
that's
an hour, he'd
that's a
make
lot of
$49
people.
million a year?
Well, that's a lot of people that work there that you'd have to pay that. It's not
I'm
fair.
not being. I'm not
I'm
saying
just- I'm
you.
just
I'm
saying-
not saying the ketchup guy deserves $50 an hour. I'm not saying that. I'm
Okay,
saying.
well, that's what you said.
You're saying,
I'm
they
saying.
could
I
pay-
think
they-
they can pay that.
They could pay a decent wage.
yeah.
Of course they could. They can make a shit ton of money.
And some of them that don't pay the decent wage then is because they are just greedy. It's the way a lot of corporations
That's
are.
what I mean. I'm not saying that corporations do pay their employees right. I'm just saying.
Some do, some don't.
Yeah, and most don't. I mean, very few companies are going to pay you, you know, like great money.
I don't think you got my point. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up.
They can't. Of course, they can afford it.
Yeah.
But they want to make a lot of money. And, you know, I don't think you can take away that, they can't take away that incentive for them to try to make. Obviously, it's out of control where companies and corporations now they just pile on during inflation and try to break everybody instead of like trying to do the right thing and help their customers. Those days are gone. So corporations, nowadays. They're all just pieces of shit. So, I mean, if you
Seems
want to
like-
say that, yeah.
It seems like everybody on Marketplace has lost their minds too. They all went along with, if they were all corporations, they'd be gouging everybody because the prices are this high, so let's all do it.
That's what it is. It's like, if you're selling a 1996 truck that you used to sell for like $1,900 or $2,000 because it's,
Now
30,
they want
30 years old.
$10,000.
$10,000 or $12,000.
Yeah,
because,
and it's got 250,000 miles on it. What?
Because that's just, you can't get it. A new car for less than what? I mean, 35,000. I mean, can you really get a car for 20 G's anymore? A new car?
I don't
Because
even know.
back in the day, you'd go, they advertised this base model for like $19.99, and you're like, back when we didn't have a lot of money, we were like, let's get that $19.99, and you go in there, oh, we don't have that. We got this one for 26. So I can imagine what they are now. To just get a car, you probably got to have 30 G's.
Yeah. I remember we bought a Saturn. I don't know why Saturn went out of business. What happened there?
Who knows?
Car
who knows
dealerships
who
don't
knows?
usually go out of business, but I mean, our Saturn we bought was what, $12,000,
brand new, $12,000 Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
It could be, they were selling cars for too cheap, so Ford had them killed. Like, that's not even like far fetched nowadays.
It could easily. They make a movie 10 years from now. What happened to Saturn? And you find out all this shit. And you're like, what the hell? I didn't even know that was going on. People getting murdered. And babies kidnapped. That stuff does happen.
Yeah.
Who killed the electric car? You get throughout history, and there's a lot of stuff happened that you had no idea was even happening.
I'm almost convinced at this point that they had the guy from Saturn killed.
They probably did.
That was a weird time when they were sending tow trucks out to take people's electric cars and that had already bought them. And
I can't. I can't remember. I remember that part of the movie, but I can't remember what the excuse was.
This is we're in a weird time. We're at the point to where you can't even get that far within if it's something something new and inventive that's gonna help people not use gas or something, like, you die the second you even start thinking about it.
I'm thinking so. What was I walking?
And Beaver Smell Like Tuna says Saturn was made by GM. I didn't know that.
Something happened somewhere. I was watching something. I was like on 60 Minutes last night, and they were talking about coal, and they were talking about wind farms and all this stuff. And this lady, she worked for the coal industry, and she's like, we've already got this system where we can take the CO2 out of coal. So this is this system. And, he's like, well, is that going to be economically feasible? And he's like, she's like, well, it depends on how bad you want to get the CO2, out. They can do it. So we don't need, like, these wind farms. Have you ever seen the videos of killing the golden eagles and stuff like that? Birds are not paying attention to what's coming. They don't understand the concept of something coming up like this and getting killed.
They had to pass a law about that out in California or somewhere, where there's endangered, like eagles or something like that are getting killed because it's right in their path. I mean, what? Nobody checks. That's what your county commissioners and your mayors and all that, those people are supposed to do. Like when they want to put up a giant windmills, they have to check it out and make sure, what's going on in this area? Yeah. Well, then they come to find out that's where the eagles or something go through, and they were killing all the eagles, and they had to pass a law for them to not get in trouble for killing eagles.
Oh, I thought you meant they'd had to pass a law to say they couldn't build.
No.
They had to shut down the windmills and not put them there anymore. So they just passed a law and said, hey, from that, see that's what people always say. Well, you see that lot over there, that's protected. That can never be used. It couldn't be used until they passed a law and said, we can use all protected lands now.
Yes.
And that's what they'll do eventually.
They do.
I mean, they 100% will.
They already do. So, yeah, there was a lot of controversy about
it does. It really takes me a lot to understand that. A giant windmill taking out these eagles.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like seems like they fly around it, man. Seems like they'd go around.
I mean, it does seem like they'd see it.
And even if you were, I mean, they're giant blades, right?
Yeah.
And they're spinning pretty fast, but
they're not spinning fast.
They're not spinning that fast.
Relatively
Seems
fast.
Seems like 90% of the eagles would make it, even if they flew straight at it.
Well, I'm sure 90% of the eagles do make it. But definitely 10% of the eagles are not making it. I just don't. They're just like this. They're how they soar and just float, and then all of a sudden something from out of nowhere comes, and just blasts them. So how about? I think the windmills also are killing the research and the mapping to build windmills in the ocean. They have to sonar it out so they can.
What kills the whales?
It kills the whales. It's killed over. I think it's over a dozen whales over the past year or so, and it's like, to me it's so hilarious, and it's such proof and vindication for people like us that now being left is you don't care about the bald eagles because of windmills. You don't care about the whales. You don't care about that. You don't care about bodily autonomy. You got to take this. You got to listen to the government. That's the left, when for years it was like peace and love, reject authority, brother. They completely flipped. So it's completely proof that that both parties are fake. It's all bullshit. If your party completely flips to everything it didn't used to do, I think you could figure out that it's all bullshit.
Now I've heard before that the sonar in submarines, how whales will beach themselves?
Yeah.
I've heard that's because of, it could be something in their brain, but we can't figure out what it is. But I've heard it could just be, we have like a nuclear submarine sitting off the coast making all these, noises, and they just can't. It's, just be like somebody being like, "Mee," in your ear.
I think so.
And so they just go up and they're like, we'd rather fucking die on shore than have to hear this anymore.
That's probably what it is.
And just as a human species, to have people pouring buckets on whales and scientists trying to figure out what it is, when you just got a bunch of assholes sitting there in a submarine going, driving them all up there. We can't. It's so top secret that we can't even be like, oh, we're the ones. We're doing that.
Well, it's not.
Stop trying to save them.
They're not. I don't think it's top secret. It's like, what are you going to do about it? What's the government going to do about their submarines and sonar? Stop it. And so then every other nation is just going to get us with their submarines.
We are the worst race of dirtbag.
How many submarines do you think we got out there?
I hope.
Oh, I bet it's a shit ton.
How come we never see them?
Because they're underwater. What kind of fucking question
I mean,
is
you
that?
never see some. Don't they come up
Playing the role of
sometimes?
Jenny McCarthy today will be done.
But don't they come up sometimes? Isn't there any time they're like,
Oh, yeah.
not too
Yeah.
far off ashore, and one comes up and someone's
Yeah.
like, man, look at this picture. I saw a submarine today. You never see that from boats.
I
Hey, I
don't.
saw a submarine today. Don't they come up occasionally?
God, you're right. I hope we don't make it to Mars. If we become an intergalactic species, we're gonna fuck everything in the galaxy, everything in the universe up.
For the first 20 years we go to Mars, it's going to be like Everest. We just got there. It's there's going to be dead bodies. There's going to be poop. It's just going to be that's going to be just like Everest.
And if there's anything on Mars, we realize that there's some type of, mini people that live on Mars on the North Pole,
And we'll claim that we discovered it.
and then we'll
And there's already-
step on them and kill them all. We're just the worst.
This says one study estimated 360,000 bird deaths each year from high voltage or the wind farms, the spinning blades themselves. Said a more recent study projects about 681,000 birds each year.
Hey, them's the breaks. Got to go green.
That's a lot.
I heard that solar farms produce so much heat, reflecting up from the solar panels that fries birds that fly over it too.
No, we can't.
I heard. I'm going to look it up. It says here that the U.S. Navy has 53 fast attack submarines, 14 ballistic missile submarines, and 4 guided missile submarines.
So double it at least.
So it's
How many?
They're willing
Say
to
it
tell
again.
you
Say
about.
it
That's how
again.
53 fast attack submarines, 14 ballistic missile submarines, and 4 guided missile
And
submarines.
7,000 super secret
Yeah,
submarines.
that we didn't. that go like UFOs, and we don't
Yeah.
tell you about them. So across the world, there's hundreds of submarines in the ocean right now, with missiles.
Woo.
Yeah.
Who's signing up to do that? Is that the Navy's deal? Do you have to get on a submarine if you say I can't? If you're in the Navy or whatever.
Oh,
Who gets in? Who gets in submarines?
No. They specific. You have to volunteer.
Yeah, you want to be a
because
submarine
they don't
person.
want. They would
Someone
never
freaking
force
out.
somebody to go on a submarine. That was this, what a miserable thing. And Johnny's freaking out again.
3 years in, you're still just, I hate this fucking job.
I wonder, does that pay a lot more? It seems like it would have to. Who wants to go on a
A
fucking
little bit
submarine?
more, at least.
Just go on a fucking That's like grosses me out just thinking about it. Go being under all that water, and then you hear the creaking and
That's
the
what I
creaking.
would be freaking out about. It's like, oh, what was that?
Stressing me out.
Pass on all that. It's a lot of submarines.
Man, so what was it during the submarine deal with the people on? What was the one where
The
they
Titan.
the Titan? Everybody said that was a big distraction because we're making fake meat now. They made it legal to call. It's the dumbest law
Call
ever.
fake meat, real meat. Or
To call
something.
fake meat real meat. Like they passed a law saying we can call fake stuff real stuff. Like that's insane, right?
What do they make it out of? What do you? Is
They
it?
grow it? They grow it in a lab, right? I don't
Yeah.
know. It multiply. I don't even know how. I don't
gross.
understand.
So I want to
Are
know
you
how
growing
many.
it or are you making it?
They don't really grow it. They just like make it and they glue it together. It's terrible. And just eating my steak from
Is it soy?
from Carrabba's, I was like, I don't know. I can't tell if it doesn't taste as good as it used to. I think I'm like, is this glued together fucking fake
Show your
meat?
daughter how much you love her.
My bad.
And is it nothing? No, you assume it hasn't happened yet because no prices have gone down. Because that would be the reason for doing it, is meat is so expensive to make it cheaper.
Yeah.
But are
Well,
they
now-
just going to they're going to do the switcheroo and not lower the prices 50%? They're just going to switch
Yeah,
it
you're
out and
not
keep the
having to-
prices super fucking high.
We know you're not having to raise cattle for it, and that's an expense.
I'm not seeing anything
Have 'em
about that,
slaughtered.
Trace.
It's the damn truth. They don't want you to know about it.
From fake meat. I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, well, you're on Google.
Here goes lab grown meat. Oh, it's a TikTok. I don't want to see
This
it.
morning, the
Fucking-
USDA has approved cell-cultivated meat to be sold to the public for the first time.
So that's where it all starts. Just a few cells.
2 cultivated meat producers now getting the green light to begin commercially selling their chicken, not raised on a farm, but
Oh man.
But what?
I'm gonna show a picture of what you're eating now, and where they make it.
Just a few cells.
2 cultivated meat producers now getting the green light to begin commercially selling their chicken, not raised on a farm, but in a facility. The meat is grown using real animal cells in large bioreactors fed with nutrients. I recently got a tour.
Oh man.
Is this? I mean, they should be shut down. I mean, there's no reason for this, right?
From animal cells, and they're growing. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like
like-
they've already been doing that, or people aren't cooking their chicken right. Because some of that,
I'd like to,
those wings we had at Beef's, I think they cook them too fast or something because the meat in them was rubbery.
No, it's
I
not
mean-
even. There's a chance it wasn't even a
It
fucking
wasn't
chicken.
even a real chicken. I don't even know.
I think they gotta be to be chicken.
See, I
wings.
think like everything,
Was that the end of that video?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're $33 trillion in debt. The jig's almost up. I think they're like, yeah, that fake meat takes 15 years to kill them. Just anything that takes more than 5 years to kill them, put it on the market now, because we don't care. Ozempic, all the weight loss stuff. That's
Kill them. To kill who? Oh,
people. They don't give a shit. So they're
yeah.
letting the regulations are out the window. Like this Ozempic stuff, they're like saying it. What did they say? It was good. It was. They're going to use it for something else now. I can't remember Ozempic, but so everybody's on these weight loss drugs. Guarantee in 5 years you're going to find out some really bad shit about. I mean, is that even? It's like stupid to not believe that, right? Of course, it's going to be.
Yeah.
There's no magic weight loss deal. They can't paralyze your stomach, and that's a good thing. It paralyzes your stomach, so you're not hungry. It's like something's not gonna be right with that. I can almost guarantee it. I can see. Look, if you're like 380 pounds and you need to lose weight, I think that's a trade-off. You're like, well,
I'm gonna die
from this, so hopefully this won't kill me and I'll get skinny. I get that, but just people who like, I need to lose 20 pounds, so I'm gonna always take Ozempic. It's crazy.
Oh, I'm gonna go insane today. Just like, and just being to be overweight. I'm like, I can't talk too much shit. I'm 15 pounds overweight, but just being so far away from where your food comes from. We waste like 30 to 40% of our food.
Yeah.
If you just have any even the littlest a bit in, raising or doing anything to your food, you're not going to waste almost any of it. If you help grow the food in any way, or you even know or had to see maybe the chicken get killed, like, you're not going to waste the littlest bit of that.
It's true.
But we're so far away from it that we never
even
think of it, and we don't even. It's just trash, And when I go out and fish and catch my own fish, and I clean it and fucking cook it.
Eat it all.
Like, I'm fucking, I'm sitting there with the knife trying to get this little, get between those bones to get this little piece of meat, out of there. Because, I had to kill this fish, and I don't want any of it to go to waste. But people throw a half a steak right in the trash can because they had nothing to do with it. Don't even look at it as a living thing.
It's we don't really live. Yeah, we waste so much.
Dumpsters at restaurants that's why they're full of animals. They're just so much food in there, or why they're full of fat animals.
Well, we're guilty of it too, and then I'll go in the fridge and go, yep, it's time to throw this out, and you're like, dang it, we wasted this, and I hate it, but we do,
Occasionally
it
happens.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes after the second left, you forget, Donna makes something, and after the second time, you're like, well, I don't really feel like that again. You might wait a couple days, and then you forget about it, and then it's in the back of the fridge. But yeah, we waste so much. We're like a real aristocratic country. We just throw food away while people all over the world are starving. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool, actually.
A lot of people eat so much that they get the fat sucked out of them. Liposuction.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? You're like in Rwanda, going, I would eat the fat that they sucked out of that lady.
Yeah,
I haven't eaten for a week. I would eat, and they're throwing away their fat. I would kill for that fat. That's how we got it.
I think that's just weird about the chicken, though. Growing it.
Lab
what is
chicken.
Actually growing from that cell?
I don't even understand it, and I don't want to understand.
It's not as. It sounds really gross, but I guarantee it's grosser than it, and probably just so much worse for you than.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, I didn't care for that Impossible Burger. It's like, to me it tasted just like a garden burger, one of the veggie things, and it's like, well, why am I going to eat some kind of fake lab grown stuff that tastes just like something I was already eating? I'm sure those veggie burgers are bad for you too. I'm sure the soy is going to kill you there. You can't eat nothing. You can't eat nothing.
You would think they would be able to. Do they have to legally say it's lab grown meat? Because lab grown meat, that is that was the biggest turnoff for me. Just saying lab grown meat, I was like, ugh. Like, I didn't really have any experience with Impossible Burger. My parents are kind of vegetarian-ish, and I'm fine with veggie burgers. Like, it doesn't taste like a real burger, but I'll eat one.
I thought the Impossible Burger tasted, they were trying to get it to taste like meat.
Yeah,
which I thought when I ate one, and I thought, I don't know who they're directing these at, because if you're a vegetarian, you don't want it something that tastes like meat.
Yeah, I don't think they're
Most
directing. I don't think they're directing it.
Yeah, I
They're
guess
directing it
not.
at people
They're-
who want to be healthier and still eat meat.
Well, then you don't want something grown in a lab. What?
Hey, man, I don't. I mean, just look at the history of everything.
Is that going to be the future? Is everything lab grown, so they don't
Probably,
have to,
and then
so they can pave over everything? Don't have to have chicken farms. Or,
in 30 years, everybody will be dead. That's part of it, because Lord knows what. Oh, it's completely safe. Well, I ain't buying it. I've seen a lot of stuff declared completely safe that killed a lot of people over the course of the United States.
and then they don't tell you. They don't tell you about
so
it.
I ain't buying it.
I didn't try one when they brought it in.
Yeah.
I did eventually try one from Burger King,
Burger King has them.
but they brought it. Oh, it was still like it was the best day ever. They brought in real burgers to compare them to. I just ate like 3 burgers, 3 cheeseburgers. I was like, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was. It just tasted like a griller. What's that brand? We used to get.
Swift Premium.
We don't even get those anymore. We used to get those. Remember?
Grillers.
It's been forever since we got them.
Seen those.
Oh, they don't have them anymore.
Yeah, I haven't seen them. I kind of like the grillers.
Well, not bad. I mean,
I'll
not
eat
good.
'em.
I mean, certainly nothing close to a hamburger, but it's
Yeah.
just something for lunch. Sometimes.
We had tacos last night. I made some tacos. The shells. I mean,
Fucking
it's like,
preposterous.
you can't shrink a taco shell like that. We could barely even fit anything in it. It was like, are these mini shells? And I went and got the box. I was like, maybe it said mini shells, and I didn't realize. It didn't say mini shells on the
They
box.
were so tiny. It was like, and you couldn't get, it was like you're making them, like you had to put a third of everything, and then it
Yeah.
still wouldn't fit. And then you're like, but you still it takes as much time to make a mini taco as it does to make a regular taco. Because, you're putting this in, and
Yeah.
you're putting that in, and then you got the lettuce, and some sour cream, then some cheese. And it takes forever to make it, and you're like, it's
Maybe
like-
you guys are Dorito Loco tacoing it up too much with those big shells, thinking, and now it's making you.
No.
I've eaten tacos. They were ridiculously small.
Yeah.
Ridiculously small.
Are you guys over those yet?
Preposterous. What?
The Doritos Locos?
No, I like them.
I'm not a huge fan. I want smaller taco shells. The
Well,
smaller,
go
the better.
Right out there and look
Yeah.
and get them and see how small they are.
Preposterous.
They are small.
Why do you want smaller taco shells?
As long as I'm not paying for them at a restaurant, I don't know. I like a little teeny taco. Fits better in my mouth.
Pain in the ass. You gotta give me a big taco. Go to all that trouble to make. See, that's why I like Doritos Loco. You only have to make like 3 of them instead of 4 or 5 because they're so big. And you just pack the stuff in there.
You're a glutton.
And then you'll eat, make it tacos.
Kevin JK says, look up the research on serving pig bunghole in place of calamari. You might think twice. We just had calamari at
Pig bunghole.
Carrabba's after the Nate Bargatze show. 'Cause I don't usually get calamari, but there was since there was more people with us that eat it, I was like, oh, I'll get it now. Someone,
With all
I
this
just want a
fake
couple
food going
bites.
on, at least, when I eat the butthole pig, be like, at least it's meat.
Yeah.
See, the imitation calamari offers up a nifty model of how these rumors spread. Well, I don't know. It's an urban legend. It would be illegal in America to serve pork rectum and call it calamari.
Sure we do.
And they say that, and then still 10 years from now they're like, yeah, they were serving pig rectum as calamari. Everything's a goddamn lie.
Well, I mean, you see on I don't know if it happens as much anymore. I think everything's more commercial now. But back in the day, what kind of fish did they say they had at the Chinese restaurants? And it was something else.
Kind of what?
Cod.
Yeah, they I forget what, but they'd go to the Chinese restaurant and they'd be like, "Are you using that?" And they'd all just like hide. Like back in the day, you used to be able to just kind of hide from stuff like that. The news comes in like, "You're not serving the right fish," and everybody's like, "Run!" Like, we'll come back tomorrow when the news isn't here.
I don't know. Here it says that there's an imitation calamari. So, and it has the shape and texture of the real thing. Its component parts are decidedly different, though. While calamari comes from squid, the replica is supposedly made of hog rectum. Hog
Why?
rectum.
Because is that the only thing that's chewy?
Because it's the only thing that's chewy like that.
So the article you just read said, nope, that would be illegal. And then fine print at the bottom, it's like, but they do it anyway.
Oh, it's not calamari. They're not calling it calamari. They're calling it imitation calamari.
Oh. Are they for sure?
It's still this article is kind of iffy too. It's kind of iffy. I don't know if I'm buying it.
They should have to tell people that because some people don't eat pig.
That's true. That's true. I mean, it probably says it on the label. You gotta, in the little tiny thing that most people don't read. And I'm sure it doesn't say hog rectum. It says some kind of parts or something.
Yeah.
And you don't know. So what's the difference? What's the
use
difference?
all the
You're eating a
parts.
hog, thigh, or you're eating a hog rectum. What's the difference?
I don't really care, to be honest. I just, I guess if I want calamari, I want calamari. I guess I don't want it to be a pig's asshole.
What if it didn't taste just like calamari?
I don't know. You just gotta say that. You gotta, if they can make pig asshole taste like calamari, just serve it cheaper
All
as
you need
pig
is
asshole.
something chewy
Pig
in
asshole.
in
The Americans ain't gonna eat pig.
fried.
Not yet, but they're not gonna eat pig asshole.
They will, just not if you call it that.
Yeah. But not if you call it that.
Eat anything.
Go
Beaver
ahead.
Smelly Tuna says, like stingrays are used for scallops. I mean, are they really? Have we established that's a fact?
You cannot.
I
How
believe
can you
so.
You
call
can't
them
find that.
scallops?
You can't find that
Why
on the internet.
Why are they allowed to call them scallops?
They'll say it's an
if
urban
they-
legend on the internet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, not. That's what they
That's
say. You
real.
can't find it. I'd have to know somebody who was actually working in a restaurant doing it, actually doing it.
They probably
Because
don't
you
do
can't
it
really.
there.
You can't
We
really.
can't use Google either. That's a terrible search engine that takes out anything that they don't want said.
Well, that's
Yeah.
probably all search engines. And if you think it's taken out when the
Yeah.
government doesn't want you to know. We're talking about the cancer and and the food and everything. I saw a thing the other day and it's showing it's like don't eat peanut butter. They put hot peanut butter and they squeeze it into the jars, and the plastic jars are seeping PBAs or Indian peanuts. Like you can't look. You're just gonna get cancer, and there's nothing you can do.
They're giving us cancer, and
stop
there's
it.
nothing you can do.
I mean, every single thing you examine, there's something a link to cancer. It's like, it's really disgusting. It's like, is it that hard to make food that doesn't give you cancer?
It's not that hard. It's just expensive because of what you like. It's not even that expensive to do it. You also have to it has to be approved, and you got to pay money for it to be approved, and USDA approved.
Yeah.
And if you have a little small farm and you want the USDA to come out and approve your shit, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
But if you're a $1 million corporation that has just millions, they're not inspecting every single piece of little meat. It's just, oh, God, I just can't do it. I mean, me and Lauren go to some, try and find, on the weekends, we'll try and find like a fresh market or a locally sourced place to go shopping. And we'll get like a good steak there for a ridiculous price. But if we just went and shopped there, I mean, it wouldn't be out of control to say that we would spend $900 a week on groceries. Like everything is 5 to 6 to 7 times more than it is at the store.
It is.
At some places,
We never. I need to go into a couple of those butcher shops and Lutz and see if their prices are a lot more.
I bet it's a lot. Yeah, we should definitely try it. It's like, if you're gonna spend it now, or you're gonna spend it later on cancer treatment.
I think it's too late.
I know it's like
Everybody's-
sucks.
Everybody now's been eating cancer since they were a baby. I mean, who knows what they put in that baby formula?
We're such
A lot of people don't.
That's
such
gotta
a
be poison.
sucky species. It's like it's like greed is gonna eventually. when we destroy ourselves, it'll be all because of greed. That's what it all become. It'll all be because of greed. Because all these rich cocksuckers, just don't care about anything other than the money. And that's
Well, that
that's a
also
bummer.
brings me back to how we view intelligence. So, and just humans or hominids have only been around for 250,000 years. And we're about to kill ourselves, run ourselves, into extinction because we're so fucking stupid. And then once we're gone and the alligator's still sitting in the pond and they've been around for 250 million years, aren't they smarter than us? Doesn't that make them more intelligent if they weren't?
If they didn't do away with themselves?
If they didn't.
I think it kind of does.
In a way, they're a little bit. They weren't such assholes.
I mean, if you're if you're an alien, giant alien doing a science experiment and looking at, how we're destroying it, you say, that's the dumbest creatures on Earth right there. They are actively they're intentionally destroying their environment, and some of these things are just they're intentionally killing people, and yeah.
Yeah, if you were an alien and you did a science experiment and you put 100 alligators in an environment and 100 people, and just within days, the people just fucking the fucking container
And
you
the
had them in
alligators-
exploded.
Alligators are doing the exact same thing.
Forever,
They did.
just forever. They just survive in harmony. I think we're dumber.
I mean, if you say you're examining a colony of monkeys, and you're like, yeah, and some of the monkeys, they take the babies and they have sex with them, and then they kill them, and then some of these monkeys, they fight and they capture each other, and then they rape each other, then they pull them limb from limb and do all the things that we do in war and just in regular society and pedophilia.
We'd be horrified.
You'd say, these are the sickest.
Yeah, we need to get rid of
We
these
need to
monkeys.
slaughter all these monkeys immediately.
Yeah.
But no, that's us.
We have just such an altered view of ourselves that we think we just put ourselves up so high.
But
when we're not.
If you look at society, I mean, society functions pretty well, and the average person isn't like that. It's just this very small group of sociopaths who will backstab and do anything to get to the top. So they get to the top because the average person is like just going to work and trying, and the other, he's like stabbing everybody in the back to claw his way up to the top, and then he gets to the top and he fucks everybody.
He gets to the top and everybody thinks he's the greatest.
Yeah, when he's a big piece of shit.
Yeah. Did you get Lady Steph? Lady Stephosaurus,
yes, I
45
did.
months,
Yes.
and Sean Raz,
Not Sean Raz.
52 months.
52 months. That's deep. Appreciate it, guys.
And Manson is Best gave us $20.
$20 on PayPal.
Thank
Is that it?
you.
Appreciate it. I believe it's Luis Linares' birthday, too. Happy birthday,
Yesterday.
Luis. Yesterday. Belated birthday, Luis.
Yeah.
Man, I made a real come up yesterday.
A come up. What's that?
What?
Did he say I made a real come up?
Yeah.
He
Is
did.
that a thing?
I don't know. I have to
What's
know
a
it. I have to
come
learn
up?
it.
What
Came up with something?
No.
To come up.
Oh my.
Come on.
That's what they call it. I don't know what.
You say I'm the wrong.
I don't know what you would call a come up.
I've never heard
I
of
don't know.
that.
Don't know what come up is.
All right. Well, continue on. I'm gonna try and think of how to.
We weren't. Were we continuing on? We're listening to the come up.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying.
Can I Google come up? Is it gonna come up?
You can Google whatever you want.
I did good yesterday. I made money yesterday.
You don't know how to say
What are you
it.
talking about? Made money? That's a come up?
Yeah. What? How have you never heard of made a come up yesterday?
It's not
Doesn't
a
even make
thing.
sense in a sentence. Never heard. Is that a thing? Anybody in the chat ever heard of making a come up? What's a come up?
A discovery.
Making money?
Yeah, I did.
You came to a conclusion.
I just haven't heard it called anything else. So I'm trying to think of what it would be called.
Make a good come up. And he does see it's so obvious to him, but he can't even think of what it is.
Yeah.
He can't even he doesn't even know what happened.
My brain is just.
What does it come?
I
up?
feel like you're living in a different world. Yeah, that you wouldn't have heard that.
I don't care. Just tell us what it is. I don't give a shit. Tell us what it is.
Just had you came up from nothing.
Okay, what was
Yep.
it? What was it?
What was what?
You said you had a good come up yesterday.
What's
What was it?
But I just I've bought one $10 scratch off in my entire life. Couple like a year ago, and I didn't win, and it was just the worst feeling that I've ever. A lot of people buy the $10, $20, $30, $50.
I'm sure they do.
Scratch offs.
Yeah.
And I can never do it. Like I lost one $10 one, and I was just devastated.
Yeah.
It was just like,
Yep.
oh my God, I could have like got a meal or something. But yesterday I bought a $30 scratch off,
Sucker.
$30.
and I will never do it again. But I did win $300 on it.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
He'll definitely
I'll
do it.
never do it
Definitely,
again.
definitely
There's
do it.
no
I wouldn't
way.
either.
I will never buy another one again.
That would be really hard. Buying a $30 scratch off and you just scratch.
Oh
and
my
it's like
God! If
nothing.
I might have killed myself yesterday if I wouldn't have won that $300. If I would have scratched it off and won nothing, like I might have had to off myself.
I mean, it seems like every $30 one should be a winner of some type, right? a win a free card at least.
I couldn't do it. To rub that $30 scratch off. I mean, and it has to happen to you all the time. If you're buying $30, $50 scratch, you're not winning. They one out of every 10 or 15 is a winner, right? Fuck that.
So
that cut me to the core.
Nobody in the chat ever heard of a come up?
No. A Gollum says a come up is like hitting a lick.
I don't know what that means.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Gollum 69. Like Snookman says, it's like a score. Why don't you just say you scored something?
Yeah, same thing, I guess.
I've never heard of a come up, so, and like I said, I've never heard you say it, and you act like it's something you say regularly.
I don't know. I just wouldn't know what else to call it.
Had some good luck yesterday.
Yeah.
Scratched off ticking won $300.
Good luck, I guess.
Yep. All right, it's time for a break.
Time for a break. And get the kid ready for school. Be right back with more ClusterF. Thanks for tuning in. Some cheesy 1960s shit. Disney. Fuck you, Disney. Mickey can stick it. Donald Duck's a big piece of shit. And that Frozen girl is a bitch. I'm saying fuck Disney. Disney sucking donkeys. If you pay for that shit, you have lost your mind. And Daisy Duck's a big tramp with no pants on. She's all shaking her behind. Ariel is a harlot. From what I hear, she's always wet. And Snow White's got dwarf penis on her mind. Disney. Fuck Walt Disney. In his grave he's spinning. All this woke shit is so fucking cringe. Elon Musk says fuck you to them. I'm saying fuck Disney. Many years of Many years a prostitute and Goofy can go straight to fucking hell. And Gaston and the Beast got caught, they did, in Eiffel Tower over Belle. Oh
my God.
Peter Pan's a fucking twink, Cinderella has some nasty feet, and I'd like to flamethrow Olaf till he melts. Disney, fuck you, Disney, Mickey can stick it. I'm glad Bambi's mom took a hit, and that Frozen girl is a bitch. I say fuck Walt Disney and his gravy spinning. All this woke shit is so fucking cringe. Elon Musk says fuck you to them. I'm saying fuck Disney. I'm saying fuck Disney. I'm saying fuck Disney.
Yeah, suck our dicks! Suck our dicks! Suck our dicks! Suck our dicks! Yeah, suck our dicks! Suck our dicks!
I said my name's Ned. I make meth inside of my shed. Not too bright cause I am inbred. Whip your ass, my neck is so red. Bitch, I said what I said. I make meth inside of my shed. Got a steel plate inside of my head. Whip your ass, my neck is so red. My flag is rebel. Knocked up my cousin named Ethel. I play heavy metal. It's natty light I guzzle. I'm dressed in camo. Tip cup I chew tobacco. I play the fiddle. Snort blow I got the sniffles. Domestic, my ex-wife is hitting me, calling the cops, but now she is kissing me. Fentanyl, that stuff is sure gripping me. Breathe that Narcan so deep into me. Johnny Law is my biggest enemy. Drank too much, got no big dick energy. Don't taste me, cause I'll be surrendering. My PTSD is still lingering. EBT, I'm eating on your dime. Smoke a bowl right under your porch light. Smoke a bowl, then I'll play Fortnite. Smoke a bowl, then I'll snort 4 lines. Ick. Can't pay rent, no prayer. Ick, broken down car, got no spare. Ick, on parole, can't go nowhere. Cops pass by, oh, I get so scared. Bitch, I said what I said. I make meth inside of my shed. Not too bright, cause I am inbred. Whip your ass, my neck is so red. Bitch, I said what I said. I make meth inside of my shed. Got a steel plate inside of my head. Whip your ass, my neck is so red. My flag is rebel. Knocked up my cousin named Ethel. I play heavy metal. It's natty light I guzzle. I'm dressed in camo. Tip cup I chew tobacco. I play the fiddle. Snort blow I got the sniffles. Play my tape of Billy Ray Cyrus. HPV is my favorite virus. Mess with me, I'm badder than ISIS. No pain pills, yeah, this is a crisis. Treat her bad, oh yeah, cause she likes it. Down a pole, my girlfriend is sliding. Freaking out, too much psilocybin. I like making out. If you are my kin, got DUIs, can't drive my car. Ride my mower up to the bar. Sipping moonshine straight from the jar. Passing right out in my front yard. I'm scheming, Lord. Girlfriend left, 'cause she's a whore. Got wasted on 12 PBRs, blacked out and peed right inside my drawers. Bitch, I said what I said. I make meth inside of my shed. Not too bright 'cause I'm inbred. Whip your ass, my neck is so red. Bitch, I said what I said. I make meth inside of my shed. Got a steel plate inside of my head. Whip your ass, my neck is so red. My flag is rebel. Knocked up my cousin named Ethel. I play heavy metal. It's natty light I guzzle. I'm dressed in camo. Tip cup I chew tobacco. I play the fiddle. Snort blow I got the sniffles. Bitch, I said what I said. I'll make meth inside of my shed. Not too bright 'cause I'm in bed. Whip your ass, my neck is so red. Bitch, I said what I said. I'll make meth inside of my shed. Got a steel plate inside of my head. Whip your ass, my neck is so red.
Hey, what's up? It's Ned, and it's time for another Neditorial. That's where I take a big dose of common sense and shove it non-consensually deep into your mind. Your partisan reptilian brain will reject these brilliant nuggets of common sense, opting instead to believe simplistic talking points on your favorite corporate-controlled news station. But enough about how stupid you are. Here we go. I'd like to say a few things about the next election. The next election isn't going to be about COVID-19 or the economy or immigration. The next election is going to be all about voting by mail. And whoever loses is going to call fraud, and it's going to be a big goddamn dog and pony show. And all this could be avoided if we just went with my common sense plan entitled, "Hey asshole, if you really give two shits about voting, get your ass to the polls and vote." Early voting gives you a whole fucking week to get your ass to the polls. So if you gave a damn about voting, you'd find the time. You can't vote by mail. Tough shit. And you can't vote by absentee ballot either. You're not in town to cast your vote? Poor planning on your part. You make bad decisions. No vote for you. My plan goes even further. You can't vote unless you pass a simple test that shows you are not a complete mouth-breathing simpleton. And it won't be racially biased. I'll take Pedro, who knows that dose times dose equals quattro, over Billy Bob from Tupelo, who only knows how to count in milligrams of fentanyl. Listen, this country is in a crisis of stupidity. The last thing we need is several million lazy, uneducated jackasses who barely care enough about the election to put down their meth pipe and walk 30 feet to the mailbox to cast their vote. I say you should have to pass an IQ test, walk 20 minutes on a treadmill, take a psychological evaluation, and beat a 7-year-old in a game of tic-tac-toe before you can fucking vote. I don't say rock the vote, I say block the vote. We don't need any input from these cretins, because heaven forbid we don't get a clear winner in the most important election in American history between Sleepy Joe and Crazy Donald. God bless America. Let out.
Try that again. Welcome back to ClusterF. You can check out The Hang with Mike and Matt. It's on YouTube right now. ClusterF Show YouTube. Subscribe, please. It's also up on Twitch videos. Or you can get the overtime, the extra hour of The Hang on ClusterFshow.com VIP. ClusterFshow.com VIP. The only place you get the extra hour of The Hang with Mike and Matt. What's going on? I didn't do nothing. What? I don't know what that is. I didn't go over there. I didn't go
She
over there.
had to have done it.
I didn't go over there.
I wasn't leaning on my chair when I left.
Probably fell over.
I'm turning backwards.
I didn't go over there. I didn't go anywhere near it. See, she would never admit
She did it.
that it
I
just
just said,
happened.
huh.
That it happened somehow other than me. It's like I didn't do anything. Why would it go over that
After
corner?
the show, she's going to come up to me like, I know you turned that sign around and put it there. I'm like, I swear.
Got an email from Don Hinkst. He was showing me some moon stuff, and then he replied, "Ashtrays of the back seat, tire, Tic Tac, cigarettes, cup, and cleaner are all included in the sale of the Ford Explorer with mismatched tires." Are you selling a Ford Explorer with mismatched tires?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know you had Ford Explorer.
No, for Expedition.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know you had an Expedition.
Yeah, you did.
I thought it was
The white one.
What happened to that one?
I got
Why haven't you been driving that one for?
plethora of. It's got a blown motor.
Okay, so you're just
That's
selling.
what
You're
he
just selling it
thinks.
for parts or something.
It may not.
Yeah, I gotta work on it.
Work on it.
Every time I go to work on it, I forget that it has a dead battery, and Lauren's usually gone.
I need to jump that Chrysler 200. I need to get some cones out of it. I need to get the 40-yard dash
We'll get 'em,
cones
we'll
out
get
of
'em.
that. And they can't get. Man, that kind of sucks when if you get a dead battery, you can't get into your trunk nowadays.
Yeah.
Why can't they put a fucking a keyhole? You could. I'm fine with you having your automatic key fob, but can't you also, if you're in emergency, can't
To be able to open
do you
your
know where
trunk,
the
right?
goddamn
It's not
key?
cool, man. I don't like
Oh
it.
my-
I don't like this technology.
God, it's like fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's gonna be so smart that eventually we're gonna be art out.
So
because-
stupid.
when they turn everything off, and we'll be like, I can't do nothing because my house was
But I
smart.
thought it was so cool
No,
to be
but-
able to open my garage from a mile away.
Now my house is the dumbest in the world because nothing works. I tell you, that's what it's gonna be. Do you shower in the daytime or the nighttime, Trace?
I've been trying to change it up because I take one at night, but I sweat in my sleep, so I always stink the next day.
Oh, fantastic!
So like once a week I'll shower in the morning, but that's so hard for me to get up early and take a shower. I usually do it before I go to bed.
It's like I think I might have showered in the morning once or twice in my life. It's like, I can think of nothing worse than getting in the shower in the morning. It's like that's like, I don't want to get in the shower.
It
Just
really
I
wakes
just got
you up, man. It does. It'll start your day off good, but
no, not me. I'll pass on that.
yeah, because you don't want to start your day. Like I don't ever want to start my day. It's not fun. You're always groggy in the morning. Oh.
And I can see if you like shower in the morning to wake up, but like, are you not showering at night? Are you taking a shower at night and in the morning? Is that what they do? Because who if you go to bed without showering, you get all the day's grime on you, man. You got a nasty
Brandon, if he's not at work or here, he's in the shower. Like it's very weird. Like he says he showers 3 times a day, and I just can't fathom. Like that's unfathomable to me, right? Is that weird? Do you
Yeah.
guys think that's a little weird?
I'm a
Like,
once a day guy.
3 times.
I'd have to be like filthy, I'm if I went out and sweated and wasn't planning on it after my shower, but I barely sweat at night after my shower. I wait till the end of the day and get all the grime off.
Sean Rose says, I shower in the morning and after work. So if you shower after work, why do you need to shower in the morning?
I think they do it to wake up. It's got to be the only reason, right? Because you're not dirty from sleeping.
And when I say I sweat in my sleep and sometimes stink, like it's only it's like a random night every a couple times, 2 or 3 times a month. I sweat in my sleep. I don't do it every night.
I used to sweat in my sleep, bad. I had to put a towel, and then it just went away. It's like it's like, how does that just go away? It never happened.
It does the same to me.
Again.
I'll go to bed and won't sweat at all for a year, and then I'll sweat 3 times in a month and just wake up. I mean, when I sweat, like I wake up and I'm just like soaking wet from head to toe.
There's got to be some kind of explanation. What was I doing different? Is it hormones? You get older. I mean, it was only for a brief period, like maybe a year or 2.
Yeah, I remember you used to have to put a towel under you.
Just soak the sheets, and then it went away.
Just gone.
Here's what it says: Ozempic could help curb alcohol abuse. So they're going to use this drug for
everything.
For everything. Can't wait to see.
Have they tried it for COVID?
Yeah, I can't wait to see how it kills people, because I guarantee.
But is that a drug that's been around for a long time?
Ozempic?
Already?
No. Like, how long's it been around?
I forgot what it was for.
Is that the Ozempic? It was for diabetes, I believe.
Okay.
And then they found out that it was numbing your stomach, and you didn't need as much.
So they didn't know that. So
through
all
the trials of Ozempic for diabetes, nobody was like, "Hey, man, I don't need as much on Ozempic."
Yeah,
I don't know.
I guess that's how they found out that, but
I don't know.
They didn't know before. Shouldn't that have been in the trials that for
You'd think
diabetes, that they were like, oh, it's numbing people's stomachs.
You'd think that
maybe they're not really doing the trials like they're supposed to be.
Man, until I watched that My 600-Pound Life, I never really believed these stats, but they say that sugar is worse for you than heroin, cocaine, alcohol, Xanax, barbiturate. It's way.
What is it? Why is it so bad for you? What's the negative?
Well, if you abuse it, if you do any of those things in moderation, they're fine with it. But if if you're a cokehead or a heroin addict. Yeah. You can be a heroin addict for 20 years and you get, that's maxing out right there. About 20 years, that's when you're probably going to die.
Yeah.
But if you're just, addicted to sugar for 5 years and weigh 600 pounds, you're going to die in a year.
I guess so. I guess if you're that addicted. Are people addicted to sugar? Are they addicted to sugar? I don't know if that's an addiction. It's a mental addiction. It's not I don't think it's a physical addiction.
I think it's a mental addiction. Yeah. What isn't?
Right.
Well, a lot of drugs
you go through withdrawal.
Physically, you got to have it. You got to have it.
Isn't that the same as sugar though?
You just want it. You got to have it because I want it so bad. Yeah. I don't think they're not. Their body's not going to go through withdrawals. They just want it. What
about diabetes?
Would
that count as a physical? It gives you a problem? No, you're not addicted to it. It's just a problem.
It's a problem.
It's a side effect.
Yeah. Donna saw this on. We had no idea what this was. We were like, "What the hell is this?" It's a roundabout. It's a roundabout for sale. It's this round little thing, and it looks like it's got these compartments in it. And we were like, "What is it?" And this is. It was for $500. This roundabout. Here's a roundabout. Oh, that was a dramatic video. Let's cut to the roundabout. Here it is. It's a lot of hype here. Let's get to the roundabout.
Well, you've seen those before,
I've
right?
never seen these before.
All at the Wikiwachian, the Homosassa, and the Chazowitzka? You've never seen one of these? I thought
No.
you've seen them with me. The guys on the
person?
popsicles, selling the liquor popsicles.
They were in one of those?
Yeah, at Homosassa.
Oh, I
I
wasn't
thought you
there.
guys went to Homosassa.
No.
So what is the purpose? What is the
They
purpose
seem so
of this?
tippy.
They're not tippy.
They
not.
look tippy.
'Cause they
What's
don't-
the purpose?
They don't give you
Why
much
get the-
room around
Yeah,
that
they are.
chair.
Those are redfish, aren't they?
What's this
There he
shitty?
is.
Look at this. Look at this. It's like a shitty. You're fishing in a bathtub. What is the purpose of fishing in this
Yeah.
bathtub?
What's the
Because
difference
it's like
in-
$500.
I mean, why can't you get a John boat?
Because they're like $4,000.
No, like a John
There's
boat.
some moving to my right too.
A new John boat is
Yeah.
probably $3,000.
You stupid ass thing. How do you not get clowned in your roundabout? Look at that. That's the stupidest thing I ever seen in my life.
I mean, this is a big bull red.
That's a big red though.
See where he's standing. It's like there's not much room between you
Him
and
in the chair, man. That's bare bones. That's bare bones fishing. I guess bare bones fishing. You get the roundabout.
That's a weird.
For $500 for a
It's
roundabout.
a weird little thingy.
I think it's kind of above water too. You feel more secure. You can probably put it.
Yeah, I guess you can see better too.
You can see better. It's a little more
Still
secure.
stupid.
You don't have to have a trailer. You could probably put that in the back of an SUV.
You get a John boat here for $65. No, $425. John boat. John boat here. Let's see how much this John boat is. $20,000. I guess that's all motor that you're paying. These are like sophisticated John boats. I'm talking about a John boat that I had when I was a kid. Look at this shit. $16,000 for this.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
$16,000
I was
for
when
that?
you were saying it, I'm like, I'm just gonna let him go and not be like, yeah, John boats are thousands and thousands of dollars, but they are. You know, my canoe.
Yeah.
I mean, I get people offering me $1,600, $1,600 for that with the electric motor on it. Sometimes
How
on
much?
Market, $1,600.
I'm living in a fantasy world.
I bought it for $99 with the motor.
Wow, you should definitely turn that thing over, man, for $1,500.
Snookman says those things are badass though. Oh.
That's a lot. That's
You
a
know,
lot, that's a
it
lot
looks
of money,
kind of
man.
cool. I think you get one, and unless you live on the water, you're like, this is a piece of shit. I don't know.
15
I don't
G's for
know.
a John boat. I mean, I had my dad. I'm probably paying $100 for his John boat, and he put a 6-horsepower kicker on it, and man, we tool around the boat, around the lake, around the pond.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm telling you,
What's the
things
world
are
coming to. I
People
don't
have
understand
lost
life.
their
I
mind.
don't understand life anymore.
When I see inflation, they say it's 8%, and people are like, no, it's more like 50%, and I'm like, no, it's actually about 1,000% from where
Yeah.
I am. You know, I used to go online on Facebook Marketplace and look up John boats, and you used to be able to get one for $60 to $80, and now they're close to $1,000. So I don't know what
Yeah.
is going on exactly, but inflation is not.
See, when
8%.
does it come? Like, okay, so now like you go on Facebook Marketplace and everybody's asking an arm and a leg for everything because inflation's so high. If you're looking for a used car, it'd be a 1996 for like $16,000, and you're like, that car's 30 years old, and they're asking $16,000. So when does the time come where nobody you advertise your car for $16,000?
I don't
and
think
nobody puts an offer because nobody's got that kind of money.
I don't think anybody
anymore.
buys or sells anything on Marketplace. I think they just argue. I get in a lot of arguments. I had probably 30 to 40 people say they were going to come pick up my boat when I was selling it. And I was just, it broke. I was just trying to get rid of it. I was selling it for like $500. And I mean, I'd get 7, 8, 9, 10 people a day saying they were going to come look at it. And just nobody would ever come. And this one guy was like, oh, I'm going to come in 2 days. And then I sold it the next day, and then I was like, oh, I sold it. And he just sent me this giant paragraph about how you wasted my fucking time. I'm like, and I just, we're still arguing.
Still arguing.
Yeah, I was just like, you're not fucking special. I had 30 people that day say they were coming to get it. How was I supposed to know that you were the one honest, good guy out there that was actually gonna come?
Show up.
So that's what happens. That's why people sell stuff out from under you. They just tell whoever. They say, everybody, come get it, and the first person to get that, because they know 90% aren't going to come get it.
Sometimes they don't even answer you, and then they'll sell it. I've done that. I'd be like, I've asked someone, I want to get this. Can I come today? I'll come now. I said, I'll come now. And they didn't answer me for like a whole day. And the next day I was like, hello. And they were like, oh, it's not available. It's like, what?
You know, I don't blame the it's the system. It's the Facebook Marketplace system that they got that just automatically already you can just click a button and it sends, hey, is this available?
Yeah.
Everybody clicks that button. I'm guilty of it too. Just sitting at my house looking at stuff. I'm like, ooh, I like that. Hey, is this available? And then they're like, yeah, and you're like, oh, well, I'm not financially stable enough to be making these types of purchases. So you and you have to rethink it. But I mean,
some of them will put in their description, don't ask me if it's available. If it's on here, it's available. But like that,
don't even message me. Just go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
It's the Wild West. It's the Wild West on Facebook Marketplace.
Because half of them will say, they get mad and say, if it's up, it's still available, you idiot. You know, that kind of thing. Yet the one I was trying to buy, it was still up and said it wasn't available. And it's like, well, then take it down if you sold it.
Well, I had this old boat that I've had for 4 or 5 years. I had a great time on it, but it finally, I went to take it out the other day and it had no spark. The motor was already falling apart. I mean, it's pieced in parts together. But I put on there, I need this gone. Come pick it up for $500. It took 372 messages from people to finally have somebody come and pick it up for $500. 300. I can show you the number 372 messages I got for it. $500. I wasn't asking $1 million for it. It took 372 people talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the stuff he's selling.
They got a lot of questions about your stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, you act like I'm insane when I said that until you have dealt with Marketplace, right? Mm-hmm. And you kind of understand what I'm saying, don't you?
Yep. Yep. Ned's Navy says the trucks and cars we buy, you have to jump on the deals first hour or they're gone. What? Everything I look at is like any cars anymore. They're all from dealerships, and I don't even know if these people are dealers, have like a car lot.
Yeah.
And they're all Spanish. So I don't know if these are from people that are just walking through our borders and going, hey, come to America. All you got to do is you sell cars. Because they don't take pictures of them at car lots. They take them like on a road where people live and take pictures of them, so it looks like it's a person's
car. Yeah,
car. So why? So they're just selling cars. And then on the news the other day, it said it's becoming increasingly more and more that they're actually rolling back the odometers. They said it's so easy. The guy showed them on TV. I'm like, why are you showing that?
How do you do it?
It was some little thing you hook up to your
dashboard,
to your car.
Like where? Like through the dashboard where the odometer is, or
like maybe those little meters you hook up under where your gas pedal and stuff is.
Yeah,
there's those meters that can read out if something's wrong with your car. Mm-hmm. It was like one of those. And he said, you just plug it in, and it says this, and you can just change the odometer reading.
Well, if they have that, what fucking used car salesman wouldn't hook that up?
Every single one of them.
What
I can't.
I
imagine.
mean, they're dirt bags. That's everybody calls a used car salesman a dirt bag.
So so now you can't even trust that because all the cars on Marketplace are. I mean, most of them are like 225,000 miles on them. You didn't used to have to buy a used car for that many miles. I forgot.
That's a lot of miles, man.
I'll be back.
200. I mean that's like it is. Every car has 200,000 miles on it. And you would never, even back in the day, I would never. If I saw a used car that had 250,000, I was like, I'm not buying that. Thing's done worn. But now you're probably better off if you can buy a car
that's older.
The older the car, the better. I wish I had that crazy car, man. So that crazy car, that thing
you
would
sell it now for $30,000.
That thing would run forever. That's the thing. You open that hood. I mean, everything when you open anything you open the doors, it was like everything weighed a ton.
Yeah.
It was a 1966 Chevy 2, and like the doors weighed like 100 pounds. And you open the hood, and you look inside the engine. You could like have a party in the. I mean, you could climb in there and work on stuff. There was nothing in there but the radiator, the alternator, the engine, the battery. There was none of the fancy stuff. It was so easy to work on.
You got rid of that thing. You held on to it for so long and got rid of it about a year and a half before I would have been super fucking interested in it.
You would have killed yourself in that. See, I'm glad I got rid of it. You would have
killed somebody else.
Yeah, I mean that thing
would kill. Bulletproof.
Yeah, and it didn't have any it's got the lap belt. It's just got the lap belt, so you're gonna kill yourself in that car. I had that for a long. The crazy car. We call it the crazy car because you could turn the wheel and it would just it was like a boat. It go. So let's go up. We want to go to the store in the crazy car, kids. Yeah, let's go to the store in the crazy car. The only place I took it was to 7-Eleven, a half mile down the street.
Did they outlaw one of the COVID shots in Florida? The NHRN, what is that one?
The mRNA, no. They all have, all the COVID shots, I believe, have the mRNA deal in it.
I think they outlawed them in Florida.
I don't believe so.
I was watching the news, not like...
No.
Look it up in Florida.
All right.
I think they outlawed it and called it a bioweapon.
Then maybe somebody said they're going to do it.
They said it was almost for sure going to pass.
Like, COVID-19 vaccine still available in Florida, not banned. This Florida County Republican votes to ban the jab resolution passed with a majority vote in Lee County Republican Party. So it's just something that's going to get on. It's just something they're working on, and it has. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Okay. But that would just be in Lee County.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's where I heard it was in Lee County where I saw it. But I mean, at what point, if it does get like, at what point do I get money, or like, do people have to kiss my feet, or like, what people have to do something to reprimand what they did to me when I was acting? Like, if this, if it ended up going through and they figured out, it's not good for you, and people have to pay, and people say, this is a made up fucking deal, and the whole shit goes down. Do people have to apologize to me?
No, they don't. They don't, and I think we're just going to move along from that.
All right, you're right.
Move along.
I agree with you.
And I don't think there over any subject in the entire rest of the future will anybody ever admit they were wrong again. That's the culture we have now. Not one you could be right as rain, and no one will ever admit that they were ever wrong again.
Do I get to call them murderers like they called me?
Right,
sorry. Yeah, you're right.
It's time to move along. Saw this story. It said, this is terrible. It says Georgia high school baseball star brain dead after teammate accidentally hits him with a bat during practice. And it's like, you didn't play baseball.
Nah.
At all. So I have to ask somebody else this. It's like, that almost happens to every single person who's ever played baseball. Because you've got the on-deck circle, and it's for the game. You got and people, be a couple people out in front of the baseball, in front of the dugout swinging their bat, and almost everybody's got, whoa, man, So this guy died. This guy bashed his brain in during a routine practice session.
I couldn't imagine playing baseball in high school with all those just 13, 14, 15-year-olds just being fucking with baseball bat. I can barely
lethal weapons.
I mean, I've been to very few parties with a piñata. You give somebody a fucking baseball bat to hit a piñata, they almost always kill somebody.
Almost always kill somebody.
Almost every time.
A piñata is a tragedy waiting to happen. Somebody's going to get struck with a baseball bat.
They don't.
That's why you got to use a stick. That's why you got to use a stick.
I guess athletes get it more, or there'd be people knocked out all the time. But there's so many people. I don't get what it is. You put a blindfold on somebody, and they're ready to hit the piñata, and just fucking Aunt Jenny will come up, just like they don't have a blindfold and a baseball bat in their hand. She's just like, hold up. But they can't see you saying hold up. And then they just fucking bash her in the fucking head. I was just at a birthday party, a little kid's birthday party. They give the kid the bat, put the blindfold on, get the piñata ready. 2 seconds later, like a 4-year-old's walking straight towards them. I failed. I didn't. By the time I saw what was going on, I was like, there's no way. I was about 15 feet away. The kid already had it swung back and was about to swing, and there was somebody real close that just caught the bat before they blasted this fucking little 4-year-old's head off.
Piñatas are dangerous. Let's see. I don't know if this is. It says I was looking for piñatas. Piñata accidents. There's toy-related deaths. How many? That's too long. That's a PDF. I'm reading that. It says there were 13 toy-related deaths in 2017. So about 13 people die every year of toy-related deaths. I guess nobody's ever died from a piñata. I do think somebody might. This guy who got hit with a baseball bat says he was someone hit him in the head. He leaned into the batting cage while someone was taking a batting practice, and the follow-through struck him in the head, and he was in a coma for several days. And then they took him off. They took all his organs out and waiting for him to die, I guess.
I'm thinking he's dead if they took all his organs out.
I think they take your organs before you die. But no, I mean, I get,
they take them out while you're living, but
and then I don't know what they do.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm when as a younger person, I was more into organ donating. Hold on, I gotta make sure I'm not an organ donor.
Okay, it says here that he will be removed from life support and become an organ donor. Okay, so they didn't take his organ out. I thought they did it. They did it before they pulled the plug. Get them fresh organs, man. You're not an organ donor, are you?
Nope, I took it off last time I got my license renewed.
I took it off too. I don't trust those motherfuckers.
Multiple reasons. What is your reasoning?
I would never trust anybody in the medical profession with so much money at stake for organs. Organs are valuable.
Yeah.
And
$100 million.
I'm not going to trust some shady doctor to pull my plug.
It's almost. I think it's the biggest dirtbag move you can do. But just think about if you were a doctor and you either were really trying to get a boat or you're about to get your house repossessed or something.
Yep.
And this kid, it's probably 90% chance of dying.
Mm-hmm.
If you take his organs out and sell them, it's going to solve all your problems. And he's got a 90% chance that he's already going to die. Are you going to waste it all on that 10% trying to save him? Or are you going to be like, oh, you know, yeah, he's done. Let's take,
Man,
you know.
I mean, doctors, I'm sure the majority of doctors go in it and do it because they want, they want to help people and that's their calling. But that doesn't mean there's not a ton of unscrupulous doctors, just like every profession, and you never know.
And is that the only reason?
Money, people, you hear all kind of horrible things that people do for money, and doctors ain't no different than your average person. They take the Hippocratic Oath. People take an oath for a lot of stuff and break it.
Now, is that the only reason you would?
Mainly, I mean, I could tell probably Donna, say, hey, once I'm dead, you can go ahead and give them. I don't care.
Yeah.
But don't do that. Don't tell them.
Well, I've heard these.
Till the last second.
I've also heard, that your heart has a little bit of your brains in it.
Yeah, we did a story about that.
And at that point when you hear that, maybe your other organs might have a little bit of life in them that is part of you as well. What if you're stuck in a weird, miserable realm of almost being dead, but part of you is still kind of alive in a weird way?
We did the story about the guy who got the heart transplant from the guy that killed himself, and he killed himself later.
After he married the guy's wife that died. He didn't just kill himself.
He married the guy's wife that died.
The guy that killed
died,
himself.
He married his wife.
Yeah, isn't that fucking? That's. And then
his heart had that stuff in his heart, man. So that's why they say, when you talk about love, it's your heart. Where does that come from? It's because your heart.
And to figure
Heart
out,
has a little bit of knowledge.
It does. I believe that it does. And
they said that in the story. They said there's certain things in the heart's DNA that are, like memories and stuff.
You guys told that story right after I had read an actual article. I didn't see it on TikTok or something, about some guy who was saying that you do have some type of mental capacity in your heart.
Maybe your heart would be miserable. Your heart's having a life of misery in some asshole it doesn't want to be in. I don't know.
But that story where he married the same, what a waste of a heart, man. He made the same mistake.
It's a bad heart.
It's a bad heart.
You got a bad heart.
The same mistake. You got a second body.
You got an evil heart.
And you married the same woman. She drove you insane and you killed herself again.
Man. That's a sucker. That heart's a sucker for punishment. I'm gonna try it again. See if it works out again. Yeah, I don't know. That's bizarre. I see. Instead of trying to go to Mars, Trace, we should be figuring out what's up with your heart.
What's up with heart?
With your thinking heart. Your heart thinks.
What toys have been banned? You're looking up toys that kill people. I only know of one. I'm sure you do.
Lawn darts.
Lawn darts.
Yeah, lawn darts.
Has any toy ever been like I've tried to get them on eBay?
Oh, I'm sure there has.
Because I was like, I bet since they're banned and illegal, there's some rich asshole out there that's gonna be looking for lawn darts one day, and I'm gonna collect. I was like, I'm gonna go buy them all, but you can't even get them on eBay or nothing. You can't. It's
you can't.
Like eBay won't let you
Are
sell
you
old. You put an old pair of lawn darts up on eBay, they won't let you sell them.
The FBI comes to your house.
They're all the ones with the ends that aren't sharp.
Okay, so this is this looks like lawn darts. 1969 lawn darts game.
Get them.
Vintage look, reproduction, metal tin. I think it's legit. I mean, look at that picture right there.
It looks legit.
That looks like a legit.
It's got a plastic tip, I bet, or something.
Oh, I bet it does. It says metal tin sign. What the hell? Is that just a sign? Are they selling the sign? Is that what? See,
I would have been a billionaire.
You're right.
I would have been. They're selling the sign for $10.
It's just the sign. Okay. Yeah, you can't get them lawn darts. Now you get the. I want to say an F word, but I can't. But you know what I mean. That variety. Look at that. That's no fun, man. You're a kid, man. There's nothing better than that thing sticking in the ground.
Oh, my
man.
grandma had so I'd pay a good amount for him just for myself. I mean, a fun toy, deadly, but
I mean, like we used to just like throw them up as high as we can to see how far they go in the ground.
I mean,
we just throw them as high. Yeah, what?
Cool. Thinking back, there was probably 5 to 6 kids around as well, but that's survival of the fittest right there, isn't it? A little bit.
Yeah, it kind of is.
As a parent, you're probably not throwing it to where it's gonna land right on your kid's head, right? But so many uncoordinated people.
I mean, it's kind of on you. You should have been more coordinated. It says, starting in the late 20th century, the safety of metal-tipped lawn darts was called into question in several countries. After thousands of injuries, and at least 3 children's deaths, they were banned in the United States and Canada. 3, man, that's a bad death, man. I think I was right. I guess.
I've seen X-ray pictures of it. It's just like a fucking kid with
it's right into your brain, man, or through your eye. Can you imagine? But I never even had a close call with a lawn dart.
Nope.
But you never know. But see, you also got the asshole who's like, you're just standing around. He's like, and he just comes and blasts right through your skull.
Through the skull.
Because he was some jackass was doing it. Yeah, you can't get lawn darts. I bet somebody's got some lawn darts.
Oh, I go to yard sales sometimes just like, I think that guy might have some lawn darts in his shed.
It says here how the death of a 7-year-old led to the banning of lawn darts. I don't know if I want to. I don't know how long.
Oh God! Is this actual footage?
Immediately destroy it. That's because in 1987, one of these caused the death of a 7-year-old girl piercing her skull. The following year, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission banned the sale of lawn darts and issued a strong recommendation that they be discarded or destroyed on site. And all it took was one person saying something. This guy, David Snow, the father of that 7-year-old girl. Snow spent a year and a half working.
He's dedicated to getting rid of lawn. Look, ruining everybody's fun.
I feel like
should you ban
bad.
I mean, should we ban the car? Little girls get killed in cars
all the time,
almost every day. No, man. Responsible lawn dart use.
Working to get lawn darts banned after his daughter's death, discovering that they were actually marketed as a children's toy up until 1970 before being banned in the U.S. That's when the commission caved to the dart ban.
I don't know about you, but personally, I think if my kid died from a lawn dart, I would be devastated.
Yeah.
It would ruin my entire life. I'd probably kill myself with my own lawn dart.
Maybe.
But I don't think I'd think about starting a petition to get lawn darts banned. I don't think I would go this route.
I think I would be going. My kid was too young to be playing lawn darts by themselves. It's my fault.
I would blame myself.
You got. I think a lawn dart age is almost like 12. I think 12.
Maybe older.
12. I don't think.
25.
Manufacturers, according to Snow, and allowed the products back on the shelves, but with certain restrictions. Those restrictions aimed to prohibit the sale of lawn darts in a toy store or near a retailer's toy department. And
that's where else are you going to sell your lawn darts?
Box needed to feature.
They had to put a warning: pointed metal lawn darts may cause serious or fatal injury.
Feature a clear warning label. A 1988 60 Minutes report noted that a year prior, 1/3 of retailers in the U.S. hadn't been following those restrictions. The report also pointed to Consumer Product Safety Commission findings that all lawn dart manufacturers had been violating the warning label.
Nobody cared.
Rule. Snow's pressure reportedly prompted a new investigation.
All right, we get it. They banned lawn darts. So they banned lawn darts.
Man, I think that's yard sales and Facebook Marketplace are a little bit. I think that's where the discrepancy is from. It's kind of like having a yard sale online.
Yeah.
But when you go to a yard sale, if I go to a yard sale, and there's something that cost originally $50,
yeah,
I'm looking to spend about $1 on it. It's used and outdated, and I think people just put stuff on Facebook Marketplace and think they can get a lot more for it when they really.
They got uppity. People got uppity.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, yeah. I think that it'll come a time when all of a sudden the people are like, nobody's buying that crap for that much money, and everybody's going to have to come down on their prices. But right now, everything's through the roof, especially used cars and stuff. Everybody wants $16,000 for their 1996 Pinto. It's like, you have to wait. It'll come back. Everything comes back around generally.
Does your car or any car that you've ever drove have the setting where it'll tell you how many miles you're getting per? Miles per gallon.
Well, not now, but before I've had one. Yeah.
I get obsessed. I get completely obsessed with trying to get as many, like this morning I forgot about the flea market this morning in Webster.
Yeah.
It's like the first Monday or Monday.
Jam packed.
And, I was running a little late just because the whole town's just jam packed with all these people trying to go to the fucking flea market. So it took me a while to get out, and I hop on the interstate. And I'm doing, 80, 85, trying to get here quick. Next thing I know, I'm drafting behind a semi doing 60 because I'm trying to get my miles per gallon up. And I'm like...
every time you take your foot off the gas, it would go, you could see the green light go, oh, you're saving gas. And so like you'd be coasting.
Just coasting. Oh, man. I always get in Lauren's truck. In my Cadillac, I got the same, about 20 miles per gallon is about the average. But if you just go behind a semi, drafting at about 60 miles an hour, you get like 45 miles per gallon. And I'll do that the entire way home. I don't know, I worry I'm going to get pulled over or I'm pissing semis off.
Yeah.
Do you think semi drivers care that bad about it? Or
I don't know. That's a good question. But if you run across one that does, you're going to get brake checked and eat the back of a semi on the interstate. That would suck.
I'm always drafting off of semis.
Man, we're talking about that. Have you ever been hit in the head with a baseball bat, Trace?
I don't believe so. Weirdly.
My sister hit me in the head with a... For some, kids. So she's got a big metal tube, like about that long, big metal tube, and she's, batting, and my cousin is throwing dirt clods, and she's hitting the dirt clods, and I'm walking up right behind her, man. I get one right here, man, and I can still remember that. It's like you get the sound in your head, gong, dong. I had to go to the emergency room for that one,
man. Yeah, I've
been hit in the head with a quasi baseball bat. I probably died if it was, it's
a real baseball.
It was a hollow metal tube. It was a metal baseball, rock hard baseball bat.
Oh man, that would have done a number. I've never been hit by a baseball bat. I've done the Weston and Joey deal and almost, but not quite. Hit a baseball with a basketball with a baseball bat, and it almost comes back and hits you right in the face. Yep. I didn't, but I've been, boom, almost hit right in the face.
No, Weston had his tooth busted out doing that.
Yep. And you know what? We sued them motherfucking neighbors.
Did you try and outlaw baseballs or baseball bats?
We sued the neighbors and we tried to outlaw baseball bats unsuccessfully. I never thought of suing. Sometimes a kid gonna get his tooth knocked out playing with his 13-year-old buddy or ever 15-year-old, however old they were.
At Carrabba's the other day, yesterday they spilt a drink on the floor and didn't put it. And everybody's like, Trace, just go slip and fall and fucking sue Carrabba's, which that's $1 million I could have got. I just don't have the. No. I don't know what I don't have in me to do that and go through the whole process of suing Carrabba's because they didn't put up a wet floor sign. But I mean, that's $1 million right there. Like if they didn't have a wet floor sign put up yet, you go slip and fall at a major corporation like that, you're getting $1 million.
You think so? I don't know if you're getting $1 million. People would be doing it all day long then. You'll be slipping.
Getting something.
You're getting something probably.
Free chicken marsala.
Yeah. Just
I'll
give me
I'll take a free meal.
a free dinner for
Not
my
even the-
whole family, like once a couple times a month. for the
I'm going to
rest of my
stop
life.
by here every day and pick up a side of marsala sauce.
And a bowl of chicken noodle, Mama Mandola's chicken noodle soup.
Yes.
My spinach
that
was
be okay?
cold. My spinach was cold.
Oh yeah, it was cold.
Not cold enough. Not a couple warm pieces. Not cold enough for me to send back. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't ever do that. It has to be like ice cold and unedible.
Yeah.
For me to do that.
My steak felt lab grown, pieced in parts together or something. I don't know. Just some pieces in it. Just seem, and that's not even something that's new. That is, they piece in parts and glue meats together. I think that's been going on for a long time. They glue meat parts together to make it into a steak. Felt like there was some meat glue in there, and I felt like it was meat glued together.
It's like you can't escape it. They're just getting. And everybody, I'm sure everybody's cutting corners, so they're probably getting, went down to the cheaper meat, and then everybody's getting the cheaper this and the cheaper that.
Our meat's glued together. It's not lab grown.
Yeah, I can't win for losing.
And they probably pass some laws where they don't have to tell you things. They sneak all these little things in.
Of course they do.
Where they don't have to tell you that you're eating grown meat and stuff like that. Ugh.
Yeah. I don't know what you do about it, man. Like I guess you gotta do, if you don't get it yourself, grow it yourself, chickens, eggs, like what you can do. Is like you can buy like a cow, like a piece of a cow, part of a cow. If you can go in with a bunch of people and buy a cow and get that kind of meat. I don't know what he's feeding them, what kind of GMO feed he's feeding them. If it's, I don't know how you win. I don't know how you don't get this shit that they're trying to shove down your throat. I don't know how you do it. It's got to be better though. Like
you still have your chicken?
Yep.
Eat the eggs?
Yeah, that chicken just wants in things, man. You open your door, that chicken, you just got to fucking fight. Every morning, fight the chicken to not get in your car.
Your car?
It wants in the car. It wants in the house. Like
it's cold.
You go out. It's not that. I got a heating pad for him too. I put out for him.
Oh, does he sit on it? For real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. Yeah. Sits on a heating pad. That's nice.
But that damn thing. It's the worst when you're trying to get the fucking dog in and the dog won't fucking come in, but the chicken won't stay out. It's like, come in, dog, and get the fuck out, chicken. It's so irritating. Just fucking fighting you.
So that's the smartest chicken you had, probably, right? See, so you need to get a rooster and mate it with that smartest chicken, and you get some smart chickens. Smart chickens. The only one that can figure out how to stay alive out in the wilds of Webster.
This is kind of random, but you talked about once the guy who invented the like button on Facebook, and he said he ruined the world.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was as much him as the person who got rid of the dislike button.
Yeah.
I think that really,
yep.
When you can't dislike something, you have to go, and now you got to comment if you dislike it. You can't just hit fucking stupid. Can't hit the fucking this is stupid button anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think
there was a stupid button?
No.
Oh.
The dislike.
You used to be able to dislike things.
And that's why everybody's like, I'm the best. Everybody likes my stuff. Nobody doesn't like my stuff. We're a society of narcissists from social media.
And really, if you're posting videos and trying to, get good videos on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, it also, helps point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
When you post a video and you get, 97 likes and 3 dislikes, you're like, oh, that was and then you post another one and you get, 60 likes and 40 dislikes. You're like, oh, I'm going in the wrong direction.
That's everybody gets a participation trophy and everybody gets liked, and that's America. Let's take a quick break. Be right back with more ClusterF.
Right. I was riveted to the hang. Couldn't stop listening. Been drinking
and listening and drinking. And now I got a hangover. And the only cure is the hair of the dog. Hangovers make me mad. It usually makes a good show. It usually makes it on our dime. We can be taking care of him. Claims disability. Better stop with the ears and nibbles. See, clissate the disc, a biz and tillicity. Sean fucking Rash, still hungover from the goddamn meet and greet. The things you said to me. Oh, I told your wife and she wasn't happy. She's running a long con on you. She's not gonna bring it up yet. She's gonna wait like 6 months, and then when you have a fight, she's gonna go, and at the meet and greet, Mansion told me, and then, oh, fucking she's gonna lay waste to you, Sean. Sorry about your luck, buddy. I don't even like the looks of his name. When I see Freak Show in the chat, sometimes I wish I could drop the mic and just leave. I don't know why I detest him so bad. I'm just kidding, Freak Show. Love you like a brother. Snook Man. Not a guy named after a fish. Get a fucking life. Crystal Gale, how could you say anything bad about Crystal Gale? So I don't, but behind her back, I motherfucked that cunt. Oh, no, you did not. Just kidding, Crystal Gale. Shadow Crypto, good morning. Shove it up your ass, that's what I say. Take your crypto and cash it out now, because you're going to be in the poorhouse in a matter of months. It's all a scam. They're shutting down the internet. Just kidding. Johnny Stinkfinger, rolling in with his nastiness and his nasty name. I've got it on good authority. It's not just, it's Johnny Stinkfist is what I've heard. Just kidding. BBBCB. A man so ignorant, he thought it would be good to put 5 vowels in a row and have it be his name. I loathe you, BBBCB. Just kidding. Big call again. Oh, go clean yourself up. You disgust me. We don't want the remnants, McCulligan. Go clean yourself up. It's shameful. Ned's Navy. Oh, look, he bumped his head on the ceiling fan. Ha ha, he's really tall, and so's his wife. Yeah, we get it, you're tall. Quit bringing it up. Oh, it's us to bring it up? Well, fuck you. You getting in my face? Come to the ass whipping booth. Kevin JK rolling in like a baller. Rolling in on a baller on a 7-day edible high. He's losing everything. He's addicted to edibles. A tragic case. I feel as if I have influenced him to destroy his life, and secretly, that makes me happy. Uncut meat, meaty mandingo. Oh shit. I was on a roll, then the music ran out. Uncut meaty mandingo. Fixing to go do some welding. He's got bad eyes, so he doesn't wear a mask. He naked welds, and his eyes are bad, so he's up like this. He's going blind in a matter of days. I mean, it's going to be on our dime. We can be taking care of him. He claims disability. Better stop with the ears and nibbles. See, clissate the disc, a biz and tillicity. Sean fucking Rash, still hungover from the goddamn meet and greet. The things you said to me. Oh, I told your wife and she wasn't happy. She's running a long con on you. She's not going to bring it up yet. She's going to wait like 6 months, and then when you have a fight, she's going to go, and at the meet and greet, Mansion told me, and then, oh, fucking she's going to lay waste to you, Sean. Sorry about your luck, buddy.
Yeah, suck our
would you want to live without legs? Like, I'm not
Without
saying would
legs?
would you rather have legs or not have legs, but like, do you think life would be worth it
Without legs.
without legs?
You know, I think you could live a decent life without legs. It wouldn't be fun. I mean, it'd be a pain in the ass, but you could still enjoy everything. You got your senses, you got your mind, you got your hands. I think it'd be worse than not to have hands almost.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe.
I mean, not have arms.
Yeah, I think
Would you
so.
leave me
You're
if
helpless.
I lost a leg or two? One or two.
Absolutely.
Which one would you leave me if I lost one leg or two?
I don't need you hopping around here bitching and whining about your stump.
Yeah.
You.
Oh no, I would
Lock her in a room.
Yeah, I'd like just keep you in bed, throw some food in there, and abuse you. No, I wouldn't leave you, babe.
You
I could
would.
never do that.
You just feel guilt. Then I'd be like, you just feel guilty, don't you?
Yeah,
You don't want to stay with me.
I'd just cheat on you. Say if you can hop over here and try to catch me.
You're such a dick. That's all right. I'll fucking leave you then. You're gone. Don't you lose a leg, buddy.
I mean, I just if I'm thinking at the knee, you know, I still got little nubby legs. I know I'd have a wheelchair and I'd try and use that a lot, but I feel like I'd be more of a crawler than the average nub person.
Yes, of
He
course.
would
I feel like
he
I'd
would be a dragger, not a crawler.
I just
a
like
dragger.
right now, like instead of like you getting my wheelchair and going through this door and struggling to go out and to get my sandwich, I'd probably just.
Yeah. All right. See, there he is. He's like, why's Trace leaving? And after like 2 or 3 days, you wouldn't even think about it. He's like, what Trace get up? Is he taking her to school? Is he going to drag himself
He
out?
knows exactly what he would do, and that's exactly what I would
what
expect him to do.
The dragger. Oh my god.
All my doors would be like ready to fall off because Trace has been using all his weight to pull himself
Every
through.
doorknob is hanging in the house.
Yeah, the
Oh
doors
my
would
god.
Gotta replace the hinges again. Trace's
His pants and shirt are just covered in dog hair constantly,
Yes,
dragging around our floor.
constantly, like they are
He's like a
right
human Roomba. Welcome back to ClusterF. Check out the Hang, a ClusterF Show YouTube channel right now. Subscribe, please. It's also available on Twitch videos and the ClusterFShow.com website. Also, ClusterFShow.com VIP. You can get overtime with the Hang, an extra hour of the Hang. This week featuring Donna. She's making a guest appearance.
I've told you who I thought got fucked over by COVID the most, right?
I'm sure you have.
Joe Exotic. I mean, that was right before COVID, and everybody was just like, I mean, there was people buying like planes and limousines saying free Joe Exotic, and then that COVID hit, and just completely nobody paid attention to it.
Paid attention, yeah.
But did you hear he had cancer?
Yeah.
I heard yesterday, I don't know if it's real, that he faked that to try and get out.
How could you fake it?
I don't know how you would fake having cancer. Just say I got cancer.
He shoved some cancer up his butt. I don't know how you fake. I don't know if you can.
I mean, especially when you're in prison.
Maybe he sweet
doctors
talked the radiologist.
Yeah.
It's Joe Exotic. You know, he can sweet talk anybody.
Or the radiologist was just, Joe Exotic came in. Oh my God, it's Joe Exotic. I'll do anything for you. You want me to say you got cancer?
I mean, he's a celebrity. He's a huge celebrity. How many years did he get? He got a lot of years.
20. Yeah. And he's not super young either.
Yeah, he's done. Tiger King's done, man.
Just like, this family is seems like, Berlin especially, and you guys just seemed like wouldn't put up with no tiger cruelty at all. But everybody in this family was like, free Joe.
I mean, like everybody you knew would be like, yeah, he did kill those baby tigers, but man, the Tiger King, he was so charming.
Until the end, I didn't care for him. Once they said that he may have burned down that whole thing himself, and
he was a piece of shit. Wasn't his fault. It was how he was raised.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not so much. Ned's Navy's going to have some free-range, grass-fed beef this spring. His own cows.
That he's sending to us. What?
That he's sending to us. No, he said it's going to be another freezer full for him, not you.
Yeah, Ned's Navy will send us a couple.
Trace just need one steak. Just wants one steak.
One sirloin.
All right.
Not even a fillet.
Ned's Navy just wants one sirloin.
I didn't get a lot of thanks for saving everybody's lives after the concert.
Oh,
I didn't get a lot of that. I would definitely save everybody's lives.
Mainly yourself and me on that side.
But going left at this intersection, and there's a car coming, and Donna, it's a lot of traffic.
There was so much.
It's a crazy scenario. It's
tried
construction.
Driving. I had 8 people in the car, and they were roasting me the whole time. I just wanted to jump out and say, "Fucking drive yourselves." And there was so much traffic. And just so much like construction, and everybody was trying to go every which different way to get away from it, and there was no getting away.
So not only did I lead us in the right direction to get away from everything, and then Donna make that left turn, I go, babe, and she doesn't even. She's looking left. She's not looking, and I was like, babe! That's the loudest I've ever yelled.
I know.
Like we're about to crash.
I was trying to just see is this a road I can turn? It's all one-way roads and here and there, and I was just trying to look and see if I'm going the right way or in the right lane with all that traffic. And
talk about an evening ruin.
I can't even talk about it without her getting mad. I don't think I should say a word.
I didn't.
I mean, she never does that. That's a very rare thing that she would even make.
Almost killing us.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not talking. That wasn't even the worst part. It was just the getting angry. I mean, last time me and Laura.
Getting angry? She didn't get.
I didn't get angry.
Fuck you. I mean, it was you both were up. We're all.
Oh,
that's
you mean
why we're
angry at people driving?
Yeah, you guys were just motherfucking everybody.
Not really. I was.
Because we do all the time. I admit it. I'll admit it when we do.
They were making fun of me for doing that, even though I wasn't doing it. There was a couple things where I said, "Oh, this idiot isn't going to go. They're never going to inch out into the." When there's traffic that is at a standstill, you just got to inch in front of people. You can't just sit back and wait. We'd be there for a half hour waiting for the traffic to clear. And I said a couple things like, "Oh, they got this fucking idiot better go."
Recently, I'm sure I said quite a few things, but we weren't like fuck you.
No.
I think I mentally fucked over myself somehow. Recently, parking. I'm parking crooked every time. 9 times out of 10, I can't get it in the lines. I've never had this.
You lost your parking problem. You lost your parking mojo, man.
I did. I lost my parking mojo. I can't. Every time I pull into a parking space, sometimes it has to do with the cars next to me are parked crooked, and so I use those to kind of line myself up. But I am just off, man. I can't get it back.
That's the worst. So you got to pull in, then you open I open my drawer to check the line. I'm like, oh man, I'm on the. Then I get back. You look like you don't know how to park.
And
the other day,
I didn't give me any props for backing into that parking space very nicely.
It's not a hard thing to do, man. Like I don't. There's some
for some people.
Some type of mental block I got going on that won't let me. I keep parking crooked. The other day, I parked so crooked, and then I even was like. Me and Lauren got out and we start walking and I'm like, fuck, I have to correct that. That is so bad. Like the people are going to think I'm an asshole. Got back in, reversed out, reparked, got out. Was like, just as fucking bad. I got to do it a third time. I can't.
Is that vape? That's what it is. It's vape.
Yeah.
It might be the vape.
I think it's
definitely what it was.
Buzzy's Moistured Rocket says, according to reports, Joe Exotic has a net worth between $1 million and $15 million.
A fat lot of good that's doing.
Boy, that would suck. Huh? Yeah. Kind of money. And
You're
you
rich in prison.
Just struggling. You know, it's the entire documentary was, you know, about, you know, struggling and trying to get Walmart meat and people bringing roadkill and trying to having the cops call you anytime a deer gets hit on the side of the road and all this to just barely make it through. And then you finally hit it big and you're in jail.
All because of Carol Baskins.
And I watched like the second Tiger King. You guys probably didn't watch that.
Nope.
It wasn't as good or interesting. It didn't have Joe Exotic in it.
Joe Exotic in it.
So it wasn't that good, but it was basically everybody that got him in trouble figuring out that they can't make money without Joe. Saying they're all like, we set him up, let him free. Even though they are the people that sent him, they're like, let him out so he can help us make money. Like,
because he's the only one that had
we
the
lied.
X-factor.
Take us to jail. We lied that he did these things. Let him out.
Only
And
one that had
they
the X
ended
factor.
up finding her husband, didn't they?
If you look it up, it just says he's living in like Guatemala or some
something
shit,
like that.
like
So
Panama or something. I forget where it was.
She didn't even kill him.
They could show me a
They
picture
said
of him alive right now, and
She's
I just
just-
still think that bitch killed him.
I think people just hated her because they hated her personality.
Yeah.
I think they hated her personality. Was it, hello, some kittens and
Cats and
Kids and
kittens.
cuddly
cuddly kittens and saying, blah, blah.
You could say she did anything, and I think most people believe it because they just don't like her. Cats and cuddly kittens. Oh God.
Yeah, I think they said the authorities have spoke to her husband and wherever he's living, and he's
I still
alive
think
and well.
I still think she fed him to the tigers.
Yep. And I'll never not think that. Fuck Carol Baskins.
Oh, they were all so weird, man. All the whole crew of people that own tigers are just.
Yep.
Guy has like 8 wives. The one guy.
Like Snake Guy, man, you know. It's Tiger Guy. Says here, 3 employees at a California coffee shop who were seen blocking a Jewish woman from using the bathroom while making anti-Israeli comments are now out of a job. It's like, how do you even know that someone is Jewish? I mean, unless it's a man walking around with a yarmulke, you know, and so alleged, and then here's, let's see, I think they were, had some anti-Jew, Zionism equals fascism is written on the bathroom mirror. Your neutrality is enabling genocide. So is that really going on?
I don't
Is that
think
really
so.
going
Yes.
on? Yeah, it is.
I'm just, Lauren, I just feel bad for her working in this restaurant industry nowadays because it's more of a young person's game, and she acts like these young people are all about it, you know. People bringing menorahs and shit into work, and it's just a different.
Why would you bring that into work?
They're just talking about it and they're getting mad at. There was a girl that got mad at Lauren because and called her Hamas because Lauren didn't know all about the Jewish religion.
So that would be the opposite.
So now you have to know all about their religion.
That would be see. This is all about anti-Jewish, and you're saying that there's pro-Jewish also. So going on, they're both sides going on at work.
Yeah. What about my school? Did any Jewish kids go to my school?
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I would think there would be a lot. I never knew there was a Jewish person that went to my school. I didn't know it. I never could. I guess now, you can't even tell what they look, right? But there's things that give Jewish people away.
Sometimes
their look a little bit, their name and their look. I never noticed. That makes me the least racist person in the world, right? I never knew that there was a Jewish person I went to school with.
You don't know like a lot of the last names. And then
It could be Havanka Chankavan, and I would have been like, it's just Joe Havanka Vankavan, and I would have never thought I never would have been like, oh, that's a Jewish person's name.
But Seth Goldberg Stein.
Stein.
Yeah.
Trace would not have
Like
known.
a lot of Jewish
Stein?
names
That
are
sounds more
Stein,
German.
Something Stein.
Who's a Stein? Like,
Berg, the end, like Goldberg.
But a lot of Jewish names, you know, in America now, they
Yeah.
aren't. I mean, I can't tell people who are Jewish at all, unless you know they're Hasidic Jews with the curls and the hats. You know, I would never recognize a Jewish person, and I don't think this. And the only place this anti-Semitism would be going on would be, for some reason, the young people have latched on to this because it's cool. And that's the only
That's the
reason they're
only
doing
reason.
it. Has nothing to do with pro-Palestine or anti-Jewish.
Because they weren't doing it before.
They don't give a fuck. They want attention. It's all about attention.
Yeah.
That's all it's about.
Marco's about as Jewish as you can get, and I just thought he was white. Like I never.
Yeah. Here we go. Also, it says the employees at this coffee shop that refused the bathroom to the Jewish woman also accused the woman of misgendering an employee during the altercation.
Oh.
So
Because she called someone that looked like a guy.
A guy. Yeah. So yeah, there's no anti-Semitism in the United States except amongst now young TikTokers. That's what we've done as a nation.
Can we get into? Is this? Yeah, I don't know if this is bad to say, but can you say that maybe some stuff they're putting in the food and this terrible, you know, being bad in health and all this stuff may contribute to not being like a manly man as
They
much?
say that they're putting stuff in the food that's de-manning.
Well, Alex Jones says that it
Yeah.
turns the frogs gay, but
Like what?
I don't know.
Like
But that's why
estrogen instead of.
I don't know.
a lot of the fertilizers and stuff like that.
I still feel like I'm all man.
I mean, it's getting to a point where you're becoming a manly man in this society. My dad is starting. He's like the manliest dude I know over
You
here.
don't want to fuck with me, man. You don't want to fuck with this guy, man. I'm about as manly as they come.
You are nowadays.
Fantastic. And so, speaking of Israel, it says now Hamas threatens to kill all the remaining hostages if demands are not met.
That's what I would say. I was saying, why are they still, bombing and all this? And why would Hamas give up all the hostages? Then they have zero leverage, right?
Exactly. And why aren't they, until now, this is just this is the way hostages work. Why aren't they leveraging the hostages?
Yeah.
That's why you take hostages.
Yeah.
Is to get, hey, you can't do this. We got you. Yeah. So now maybe they're
It said Israel, like a lot of the people there's a lot of outcry for them saying that the Jewish government is worried more about bombing Hamas than getting the hostages back. So that's what a lot of Jewish people
I think there was
saying.
like 100,000 people outside the Jewish government buildings, protesting because it's like if in the if this happened in the United States and the United States was doing this to, say, Mexico, it would be a scam, right?
Yeah.
It's like all wars are a scam. So there's a lot of scam going on here on both sides. Mm-hmm. Both sides are evil and corrupt.
Yeah.
And so I choose not to even take a side or even think about it at all. Just go along my merry way.
But you do think about it.
I don't spend a lot of time. We don't talk about it a lot.
We don't watch it on the news.
I fast forward it.
That's a bunch of bullshit stuff. I mean, it is happening.
It's happening. It's happening.
It's happening, but
people
they're all
are dying.
corrupt. The people that are taking sides, it's like every government's corrupt, and that includes Israel's.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not the only non-corrupt government
please,
around.
Please.
Netanyahu is.
Just like we employed Bin Laden, and then we employ bad people all over the world. I'm sure that Israel employs Hamas. I'm just guaranteed they write all the checks. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
I don't hit it too soon, but I had a dream about the Hamas war. And it was just me and my brother. And my brother.
Don't tell me your dumb dream.
He refused to do anything. And the whole dream, I just had to drag him by his arm. Just drag him by his arm. through the whole fucking thing. And I was like, just run. He was like, I just want to die. And I was
Don't tell me your dumb dreams. Don't tell me your dumb dreams. Don't tell me I don't wanna know.
There's our shirt. Don't tell me your dumb dreams.
But even though my brother was being a useless piece of fucking shit, I couldn't let him just die. I drug his useless ass around.
I'm glad that you did that.
In my fake dream.
Luis said, happy birthday, Luis. He said, Netanyahu and Hamas need each other. I went to Israel and Palestine last year, and most people are fed up with their government. Just like,
I see. So all these Palestinians are getting killed. Like Palestinians, they voted in Hamas. Well, most of elections in countries like that are fake, and they're rigged.
Has there ever been a real election in the world?
In the world, has there ever been a real election?
Yeah.
Do you think? I don't think there has ever in the history. The people who control the elections are the people who are trying to get elected. It's like
even
I
when
don't believe.
we always talk about your school election, and like I think that when I'm thinking about it, I'm like that might have been real, and then I think about it again. I'm like, did all the principal and teachers all get together and be like, oh, this is who we're gonna?
Yeah.
But it didn't really matter. So it might have been real, but it didn't
yeah.
matter who got elected because nobody did anything.
Well, see, it's fake twofold. It doesn't matter unless somebody they didn't want was winning.
Yeah.
Then they would cut it. And then when the person they want to win wins, they don't let them do anything. It's just like America. It's just like the world. It's a perfect example.
Yep. Luis
Student
also
elections.
says Israel facilitated the creation of Hamas in 1987 to make life hard for the other Palestinian factions.
There you go.
So that's probably exactly what happened.
I mean, I
It's
think
like we created ISIS. I mean, that's what we do.
School elections are exactly equivalent to real.
It's the most perfect analogy you'll ever find in the world.
But the point of like, who cares who? Like a kid has anything to. There's so many higher powers.
Well, at school they want the responsible, good kid to be the class president.
Yeah, and if they win
case
and they
they
do
have to
the
talk
best
about
thing,
anything.
they might get a soda machine. Like that's the most you can do.
Maybe.
And it never happened.
They were getting the soda machine anyway.
Yes.
And then they're like, hey, look, hey, we got the soda machine you asked for.
They ordered it 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Like the people actually in charge ordered it 6 months ago.
It's that's the way. It's the perfect analogy. School elections are like every election in the world, and that you can lock that in. You know what we need to get put on our wish list? You're asking about the wish list, babe.
Cash.
Some Zobmondo cards.
Zobmondo cards.
That's
Linkar is asking me about it, and I need to find we need one of these nice boom mic things, but I got to figure out what kind it is.
Because I handhold the mic in my studio now, like I'm a comedian, and it's one of those mics.
I did good putting these ones up. I did have to steal your mic.
So I want to try to get another one of those.
How did you get that one in this hard ass?
That's the biggest screws I could get into this thing. It's not. You can drill a hole. I went through like 5 drill bits, just burning them up, but I got it. But you can't drill a hole big enough to put like a mic cable through. It's impossible.
I think it's maybe.
What is it made
you ever
out of?
See when they cut tile and
diamond.
stuff?
It's diamond.
You ever
Made
see
out of
when
diamond.
they cut tile and stuff? They use water.
They just use that to not burn up their drill bit.
Yeah, to cool the drill bit. So we should have had a diamond drill bit, and I should have been squirting a hose on you, Trace. Hey, remember, like if there's ever like a gunfight, the apocalypse come, we take this and we put it on the porch and hide behind it while we shoot. 'Cause
if you ever get rid of this
I don't
table,
think-
I say we see if it can. How many times we can shoot it?
Let's see what happens when you
bulletproof.
shoot it.
Bullets will bounce back. Kill ya.
I'll put a 2024 Dodge Durango on that wish list as well.
Oh, okay. 2024. Yeah. Wonder how much that is.
115.
Tucson chick was saying to get nothing but glitches this morning. And if anybody's getting that, because someone else said it too, Kevin
Are we
JK
glitchy?
says.
Are we glitchy?
Well, Kevin JK says just update the app. It fixed it for me, so we'll see.
Okay, so it's not on our end, probably, right?
Yeah, it's not on our
Okay.
end. Mine isn't.
Or maybe good.
Mine's not glitching.
You know who's taking over the Wheel of Fortune for Pat Sajak? He's retiring. I'll give you a guess.
look
Is it a
But both of you
celebrity?
guess.
That's all
Yeah,
they do
yeah.
is get celebrities now for game shows.
Well, he's a celebrity.
Who?
Ryan Seacrest, of course. Ryan Seacrest,
God,
of
that
course.
guy doesn't. How many jobs does he have?
He's
go
got
to sleep.
clones.
How
Just
many
go to
jobs
sleep,
can
Ryan.
One guy do?
He's got a million jobs.
How much money can one guy make?
I
And
don't
he's
even
not
wanna- I
even.
don't
Does he have kids? He's gay, right?
I don't know. That's that's. Up
I mean, I don't care if he's gay, but I'm just saying.
That's
I don't
up for
know that
debate.
he has,
It's up
even
for
has
debate.
a wife and kids that he can pass money on to.
I don't think
got?
I don't think he has.
Who cares if you gotta? Just why? Just why?
See what he's got. His net worth is $450 million.
Well, if I was him, I would retire tomorrow. Why would you? You just.
I don't understand.
Is there people that just enjoy working?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, God, like so he does like he's got a radio show every day. He does I think he does the top 40 countdown. He hosts whatever stupid show that is. What is it? I can't even think of what it is now. One of them reality singing shows.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
What was the big one? What was the big reality singing show that everybody watched? I can't even remember the name of it now. I never watched
The
that
Masked
shit.
Singer?
No, the first one that came out. That
America's Got Talent?
No, before the biggest, the one that took everybody's storm, and the winner would get a record contract.
Somebody in chat will know. I don't remember.
Oh, people would like be at soccer practice going, we got to go home and watch American Idol. American Idol. He co-hosted that. He hosted that, didn't he? I think he did.
Yeah, I think so.
I think there was.
There
was a guy. Okay, when American Idol first started, I think it was Ryan Seacrest, and I think they had another.
Remember Ed McMahon or somebody wasn't someone like that a host of one of those?
He did Star Search, babe. Remember back in the day, Star Search?
Oh,
Me
Star
and you,
Search,
we used
that
to
was
watch
it.
Star Search,
Yeah.
Search all the time.
Yeah.
We were big Star Search fans.
If I won like $400,000, like I wouldn't work one day until I ran out of that money. Like I guess I got a different mentality than these people, but
Until
some people,
his 400,000 was gone, then he would get a job.
Some people love to work. It's like if if somebody gave me $10 million, it's definitely not going to be, maybe pop on here once in a while. Maybe. I don't know. I got $10 million. I'm going out to eat. I'm hanging out. I'm at the beach. I don't need to work. Some people do need.
You
to
know,
work.
when I worked
They love
back
to
in the
work.
day when I worked at Beef O'Brady's, I always got the $2 scratch offs. That the top prize was $30,000, and I always figured if I won that, I would take off until I ran out of money, and then most people would say that was stupid. But is it really? If you could, not work for a year in your good years, everybody saves up for when they're old and then they get to fucking sit at their house and be bored with their money because they can't do anything because they're old. Like, take that time off while you can go out and jet ski and do some fun stuff.
But people don't. I mean, it's probably brainwashing, but they've got you geared to where you got to work. You got to work. And when we got fired from 98 Rock, and I was going to go get another job, naturally, and Bubba's like, no, I'll pay you. So he paid me a lot of money not to get a job. I don't know who wouldn't take that deal. And my whole career afterwards, people would come up and goes like, what did you do for those 2 years? Did it drive you crazy? Were you out of your mind? I was like, those were possibly the best 2 years of my life. I got paid.
I would imagine.
I was getting paid good money to do nothing. One thing.
I don't think
for
Was
2
it
years.
2 years?
2 years. Because it took forever the serious deal was in the work for like six or 8 months. It took forever, a year to get that deal done.
It's a brainwashing from society that you have to have a job to have any meaning in life. I don't need a job to have meaning in
That
life.
brainwashing didn't work on me because for 2 years I was just like, woo! This is fucking awesome.
If you got money and you can go spend it, like, what are you doing if you gotta, I just need to work. Like, what? I'm sorry.
Yeah. People are like, yeah, and then people are always like, well, anytime there was, I think when I left, they're like, and he paid you for those 2 years that you weren't working.
Because he brainwashed people to think that was like you owe him your life for that. It's like, well, he's the one that wanted you gone. So why is he blaming you for?
And for one
he
thing,
was just mad because you didn't come in and sign a thing saying you wouldn't talk about him. They hated that.
But for one thing, I was, I forgot what I was going to say. He was getting paid.
Yeah.
He got paid. They had to pay him. And for another thing, I didn't ask for it. I was like, all right, I'm going to go get a job. And he was like, no. And then he paid me.
You should have went in and got paid to not talk about him because I'm thinking now he's like, I let him, I didn't get to pay him. I got to be worried about all this stuff. But you don't know any of it. I don't think you know any of the deep, dark scams that he had going on that you could ruin his life with because you just don't even know.
That's true.
They would have paid you to not talk about the stuff you don't know.
Not talk about nothing, yeah. Make sure you don't talk about that stuff you don't know now. Okay. How much? How much money to not talk about the stuff I don't know?
Well, not
try and go back in and get that paycheck.
You couldn't, if you sign something like that, you can't even talk about them or say, some of the stuff you have said.
Oh man, I should have just gone in just so I could tell them both to fuck off. That would have been worth it right there. Fuck off.
Like Elon Musk.
Eat a dick. Fuck you guys. I'm leaving now. Fuck faces. Fuck off.
Yeah. 2 weeks later, he was watching the show. He doesn't even know about the Hogan shit. He doesn't even know how big of a scam it was.
He's not spilling any of the beans. He doesn't know any of the beans.
He respects me. He respects as a person.
Yeah, I didn't know dick. I didn't know dick. But hey.
Here, Trace. Here's the taco shells.
Look how fucking tiny that thing is. Hold that up to the camera, buddy.
It does look like it shrank.
That's I mean, it's not doing it justice. You have to actually fill it before you realize how preposterously small it is. You can't hardly get any meat in there. You can't get all the condiments on it.
Trace
It's
is
complete.
Real.
I am
gonna eat it.
I'm seeing into that taco.
He was sitting there going,
It's the most meanest thing my mom's ever done to me is hand me an empty taco shell. It was the meat and that cheese and the sour cream.
I mean, Donna, I love tacos. Donna we have great tacos, and she's got all the fixins. And that was the most disappointing, frustrating taco experience of my life, because you take it, they're 2 bites and they're gone. You got to make the whole thing again.
I'm not arguing that they're smaller, but they just look perfect size.
Trace likes little tiny.
He likes
tacos.
little tiny tacos.
Trace, take those bongo drums real quick and let me hear you play them. No, I want to see something. We're doing an experiment.
Bongo experiment. He knows how to play bongos.
What?
See, I've always liked those bongos suck because you hit them in the middle. You hit them in the middle. What's the sound? It's like.
You play,
but if you play on the side, you get the good bongo sound on the side.
Yeah, the edges is where the.
This one is pretty useless.
That one is pretty weak. Even on the side, that little one on the side. No.
That's better on the side.
Yeah, I've played bongos before in my band.
In a band, Trace had a band where he played the bongos.
So he knew how. I was thinking he wouldn't do it right either because we were like.
I was like, these bongos sound like shit. I think they are shitty bongos, even though.
I bought them in Morocco.
Oh, you did?
At Busch Gardens.
Oh, all right. I was like, what?
No wonder they're shit.
I've had them for I don't even know when I got those.
There's a lot of they look real. About as useful as my bow and arrow I got from Africa. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Be Precise 84 subscribed for 41 months. That's deep. Thank you, Be Precise.
I mean, my friend who was from Africa went there and got me stuff, but he
Boy,
went.
you could never do that today.
He was a rich. I think his dad was a doctor and everything, so he probably went to the more touristy parts of Africa when he went. Even though he was originally from there.
Yeah.
But I'm talking, he bought, everybody, he was like collecting money one day. He's just like, anybody want anything from Africa? And, in our heads, like, what do they got in Africa? Bows and arrows and, not guns, knives and stuff. And about 20 kids gave him money, and he came back to school with about
cool
20
shit.
bows and arrows and knives and all this crazy shit that he had in his locker. And he went and put it in everybody's locker, and he just came to school and was like, "Oh, that knife's in your locker, and that bow and arrow's in your locker." And everybody was kind of like, "Fuck, this day can't go by fast enough. We need to get this shit home, man." But I'm talking the bow and arrow he got me. I could straight up pull back as hard as I could, right here to mom, and shoot her, and she wouldn't feel a fucking thing.
You got your phony tourist bow. That's all he got you. Yeah.
It looked, it had like this shit, like hide or whatever. It was made of that, but
it's like those are phony tourist bongos.
I mean, I remember shooting it. It went about 15 feet at most. I mean,
it might hurt me then, so don't do it.
But I mean, they were carved out of rock and all this stuff, but it was fucking useless.
Killer JP says, "What was the rating scam deal?" Oh, it's like if you just listen to the show and you're not really following or anything, they probably didn't know. Like some people probably listen to the show didn't know. I mean, it was the most elaborate, like every station I've ever been on, you would get these diaries from Arbitron, and the program director of the morning, then you'd fill them all out, and it's called fraud and cheating, and that's what every radio station does. Every that I've ever worked at, I've filled out diaries for many people. And but they changed the people meter to make it different. So you actually had to wear this device on your body, and that would tell you, pick up whatever radio signals you're. So he found somebody who had like 5 or 6 people meters, and he put them in the shed, and he put them in these plastic trays, and he put some blankets around them, and he put vibrating devices in there to vibrate like it was somebody walking around, so it wasn't suspicious. And then they got caught. They got caught cheating on the ratings, and that
nobody ever catch me with my super sophisticated dildo vibrating fucking scam.
I've got vibrating dildos next to the radios. It's foolproof.
And that's what got him blackballed from
radio.
Nothing to do with this sex tape. It's like he
and you just be hammered that every day that's why you're not on the regular radio.
It's all it takes. It's all it takes.
Did we even know that? Like, I feel like I must have known that was the reason. I think we all knew.
I think you just start. I mean, even you just fall into that trap. You just believe it's brainwashing every day, and when it's like, no, sex tape, we got another job after that, and we were doing great because we were cheating on the ratings. Oh wait, that's what caused us to lose our jobs, cheating on the ratings.
I'm still 50-50 on if Cowheads is like an insane person, or if he was drove insane by an insane person. Like, I don't know. Like, there's no reason that, I mean, just the way he acted towards me, not really knowing who he was, was just like. Was like I, murdered a family member of his, and I was like, this guy's a lunatic. Or for 20 years, did he just get fucking so fed up with dealing with that? You just can't fucking handle it. And everything you go to, this guy sends fucking people that work for him to fuck with you fucking where you go. When really you didn't do that. He gave this guy the sex tape on purpose to get him in trouble, and then pestered him about it for 20 years. That's a whole gimmick gimmick.
So many things, like, like when Macho Man had the rap album, and he was like, he had some song about Hogan, because he wanted Hogan to wrestle him, and so and so he had a song about it. And so Macho Man was doing a live appearance at some local bar, and Bubba sent all his cronies in there, and they clogged up the toilets and flooded the whole place.
I heard it was awful.
Really?
Yeah,
I heard it was like the worst thing. It was a shit show. Like,
yeah, he ruined the whole thing. It's like that's the kind of stuff he did. See, I don't even, I never learned about that stuff until like later, years later, and it's like, and that's from reliable sources that that's the kind of stuff, that's the kind of stuff that people like that do.
Yeah, and then then all the people that still listen to him wonder why everybody hates him. Well,
it's because he's a backstabber.
Yeah.
He got to the tap. He's one of the backstabbers that got caught backstabbing. Mm-hmm. So he got like the scarlet letter of cheating on the ratings on his forehead, and he can't work again. All right. We'd be out of here. Thanks for tuning in to ClusterF. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8:00. Don't forget the Mike and Matt the Hang up on YouTube, and you can get the extra hang, the overtime on ClusterFshow.com. VP.
ClusterFshow.com.